the actual crew.
We live, baby.
We're live.
Minorities.
February 17th. It's the day. It's odd if you think about it. It's President's Day.
Oh, it is President's Day?
Yeah, and it's funny that all presidents have the same birthday. That's why we're celebrating President's Day.
Oh,
And that pretty much tells you who's going to win the election. That's why I knew Trump was going to win.
Because it was
His
birthday
birthday's today. Kamala's is
Trump's
not today.
birthday?
Yeah,
President's Day.
President's Day.
And we have somebody, and feel free to push him off too, you know? To grab him. We're pro.
Yeah, some
pro animal.
Is he on the camera yet, Javi, or no?
Poncho, yeah.
Oh, well. That's
Pancho.
not who I was
No,
asking.
Granola,
Sure,
come
now,
on.
yeah,
We
come
got
on.
the guys. He didn't say that he could be on camera yet, though, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
why I asked.
God, Javi,
You
put
got
it back. We don't want to.
for
Yeah,
me and
well,
Poncho.
We don't want him to be on camera yet,
No.
Oh
bro.
my God, sweet boy, sorry.
Look, we have someone.
We have somebody, right?
Some people they take a specific treat when they go out in the adventure in the outdoors. This one, maybe he's a bit deconstructed, right? You got some steel cut oats, maybe some freeze dried cranberries,
Granulated oats, is that what you're
Yeah.
calling?
some coconut
Nice,
flakes,
oh, nice.
perhaps some pecans. But we'll let him speak for himself. Javi, go ahead and put him on camera again.
Sorry.
But here we have
We're
our
at
guest,
Granola.
Granola.
Come on.
Thanks for
man.
having me, you guys.
Yeah,
really
welcome,
appreciate it.
welcome.
Dude, and honestly, I want to tell you something right away, dude. Your merch, I like your merch, bro. It's
Thank you,
dope,
man.
bro.
I really, really appreciate that.
Like the color, just like my colorways, like
Yeah.
my favorite colors are like
Thank
that,
you,
like
man.
earthy and stuff like that. You know what I
These
mean?
were the first prints we did. Granola Gear is like the merch brand. These ones we kind of took a big risk. They're big embroidery. Like we got the big
Look at that,
embroidery
huh?
there, and
Oh,
on the
that's sick.
side whole
Yeah, they're
embroidery
sick, bro.
piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of like a gamble. Like okay, we're not gonna make much profit on these shirts, but they
You're gonna
feel
look
dope. They feel dope in the art.
And they're like
resonates.
eye catching. You see
Yeah.
somebody that nature's best. That's what your nickname is.
Thank you.
That
I
should be
like
your thing.
nature's
Nature's
best.
best.
I
You know,
like
we'll
that.
steal it from the other.
Yeah,
Nature
that's an
Valley.
actual granola bar.
I'm
You-
trying to make granola
Maybe the
bars.
best of nature.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just-
I'd love to have some for real granola bars or a tea that has granola bars, like you
Yeah.
know the Quaker
Well, see,
Oats, man.
I put the
And its texture, that would be sick.
Come on.
I put the
Puff.
name together. I thought you took it from like Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
Granola, the character. I don't know if you guys know.
I'm not.
I'll pull
I'm
it
not
up.
No,
privy.
Javi, come on. Don't be a
Please.
nerd, dude. You're going to make us look bad. in
We
front of
got
them,
pull
dude.
it up in here.
Come on,
Shoot,
dog.
I ain't even privy to. We got
Bro,
pull it
he's
up.
so sick. He kind of looks like him
The
too.
Matrix is hacked.
Look at that.
You said he looks like him?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. I can see
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
he's got the green.
He's got the long hair. Look at that.
Is that dude is that his character, or is he in like some sort of mode?
I think this is like
That's
almost
just-
like a Super Saiyan mode for him.
Oh,
but
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not a Saiyan or whatever, a Namek?
no.
Dang,
See, I don't
bro.
know. I was at the age I didn't even get to Dragon Ball Z. Was a no.
Close the
Oh,
Microsoft
it's
Edge,
too
Javi.
nerdy?
Maybe just
no,
in case.
not-
Just
no,
close
I just
the-
mean like
Actually,
it was too violent. My parents were like,
I don't know if you can because
no.
of Instagram, actually.
That's
but
funny.
Maybe close to see what happens.
And I've never really tapped back
Okay.
in.
Testing. Testing.
Because my parents didn't like my dad would play Mortal Kombat with my brother and I, and that's an
Oh, really?
incredibly violent game.
Dang, that's
but my
crazy.
parents don't like guns, or they didn't. They're fine with it now.
They're Puerto Rican.
So-
They like it's like
Yeah,
as long as we have the boxing.
You know, so when we played Halo, when Halo came out, my dad's like, "Oh, this game's so violent."
Yeah.
Like, dude, you've played Mortal Kombat with me, and I've done fatalities on you. You think this is the violent
It's just
game?
because someone's narrating
Yeah.
it, right?
Killionaire. Yeah, cool.
But did you see in the middle you have the thing with the rocks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Karen.
the
yeah.
balance.
What did he say it's called?
A Karen.
A Karen?
A Karen, yeah, like kind of like Karen. I've done a little wordplay on tonsils with that in a bar before, but yes, I think it's CAIRN.
You wanna move the mic a little bit so people can see?
Yep. Oh, sure, absolutely.
There you go. Perfect.
Look at that. Oh, dang, that's nice.
Yeah,
huh?
dude.
That
So
is.
it's kind of when you're hiking or on trail. Typically, these cairns, you'll find these in their markers to let you know that like you're going in the right direction,
Oh, that's what they're for?
so you're not lost. Yeah.
I thought it was for hot chicks. It's usually only hot chicks. Like they show pictures,
But
they're
oh,
always.
check it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're always
Yeah.
posting those. Have you seen those house?
Acting as if they built it. You know, just you didn't build that.
No. Just
So what's
stumbled
it? So
upon
do you have like when you go there you have to put a little rock or how does like did
no,
you?
man. I did. I mean, you don't have to. I've definitely built my own cairns before.
Oh,
like,
really?
It's just, but it's a non. Honestly, it should be something that probably is more formal because it's like, again, it's a marker to let you know you're going in the right direction. So if you're just fucking around putting cairns in random places,
their
it's
place.
not in their place. Not
Carrots
on
in the
trail.
wild, huh?
Yeah, right. So yeah, but I don't know. It felt representative of again the nature and getting outside and what I love to do. So
Yeah,
I
it's
wanted to
sick.
reflect that within the brand and yeah.
And you seen those in nature like that? That's for real? Like people see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can
Oh.
go any trail. I think like the living room hike up kind of by the University of Utah campus up there. There's cairns all over, or down south if you hike at all, or you went to all over. There's cairns.
What about the monoliths? Remember where those were happening like a
Yeah.
couple of years ago? It was like, oh, there's like a secret monolith,
That big
and they show the picture. Yeah, the
in the
obelisk
desert.
or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. That was so weird. And then it got stolen like 2 months later. That was in Escalante, wasn't it?
I
I don't remember where.
dude.
I just know it's southern.
Dude,
Utah.
all he told me, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you ice fishing, right, Javi?" He said, "Well, I'm gonna take you guys camping. I'm gonna take you guys hunting." Have we seen fucking nature, Javi?
I have not seen nature.
I got
I
you
saw
guys plugged in now.
The closest thing to nature we saw was bison, elk, and what else at the
Oh yeah, at
restaurant?
the restaurant.
Where?
We went to the Bohemian,
Okay.
and they had wildlife there. Had bison, like the heads. What do they call them? They put them in the.
Okay, I thought you were talking about for
They're
real. I was
trophies.
like the Bohemian.
Yeah.
Went in the-
No, the taxidermy
Yeah.
trophies. I'll just take you guys to Cabela's because you guys bitch.
No.
We'll just cruise down to 114th.
Yeah. You guys get to see a lot of nature there. They have little music. You guys will love it. It's cute.
Little rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like when you go alone, like, because I assume you go to nature alone, right? Like once you're like tapped into
Yeah.
nature, like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get scared? Like maybe you watch like the Blair Witch Project or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe you
I
watched.
haven't watched. I hate scary movies.
Oh, really?
They freak me out. Dang. But just like the eeriness of being alone. You mean? Like,
Yeah,
if I
or maybe
felt
you like a tree like a crumbles, right? You're like, oh, who's that?
So
Or
you've
just,
never
like-
seen 127 hours?
I've seen 127 hours.
So you would watch
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's worse than a fake one.
yeah, that's real, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's some
But it's a
real-
story of
that's
survival, not horror.
Yeah.
It just happens to be horrific.
Hey,
I just
survival
don't-
is horror to me.
I don't like seeing-
I'm tired of being alive.
my low key cries for help. You know.
Yeah.
I'll be, dude. You're our friend, dude. Okay, be nice to him, Granola. He's like, hey, you can be your friend, Granola. You think so, Javi?
Yeah, I like.
See,
hobbies
now you
so
have
far.
3 friends, Javi.
Nice.
Yeah, I like hobby.
Numbers are going up, baby.
So you never had like an eerie encounter or something like that, like the.
I mean, yeah, man, I got lost actually.
yeah, maybe you want to get the mic closer. Is you good?
Am I
Javi?
sounding
He
decent?
sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
bro.
okay.
Yeah, if you want to pull it up,
I got
no
you.
biggie.
I got lost down in the desert a few years ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago now.
Which desert was that? Like,
It was in Escalante down in southern
really?
Utah.
It was you with the obelisks then.
Yeah, dude, I just took
You were
that
just
shit
hoping
out
we
on
knew.
my
take the
back.
hand.
Yeah, I was on a backpacking trip. We were in Coyotes Gulch with me and some buddies. And we did the whole, it's like a 15-mile in and out backpacking trip. We did the whole thing. And on the way out, we were so tired that I was just headphones in, head down, trekking. And I kind of took a wrong split. And I hiked like 5 miles up the wrong direction, thinking I was going the right way, ran out of water. Was real scared, like 3% battery on my phone. I had to like hike
Oh,
up to somewhere
damn,
real high
bro,
and like
that's
look if
scary.
there's and when you're in the desert, man, everything just looks the same. You have no perception
compass
of
and stuff like that, huh?
or perception of distance to safety because everything looks, or civilization, everything looks the same. So I found some people on top of a mountain. They pulled out a map, gave me a bottle of water, and they were like, "Okay, you did a 3."
and how did you
4
find
mile
them? Like you saw them, like you saw something move, or do you have like a little
They were
lamp or
hiking,
something
they
like
were
that?
hiking too. I ended up hiking up another trail, a different trail. So I luckily ran into these people hiking down that trail, but it was not the trail I was supposed to be on to get back to my car and all my buddies. So then I hiked back through my mistake. It was nighttime. I didn't have a headlamp. I was ill prepared.
And they get super cold, huh? And that's what
Yeah,
they say.
oh yeah, at nighttime, yeah, it does. So I ended up sleeping in like a little river basin, just wrapped up my sleeping bag around me and went to bed.
That's
And
nice, huh?
my
It's not.
it was terrible, dude. It was scary as shit. I was like, wow, I'm gonna wake up and just be in the middle of some
But the stars
canyon.
look nice, right?
Stars were gorgeous, and yeah.
about
So
to join them soon.
I woke up the next morning and I was like 100 yards from the trail, the end of the trail, and I made it to the car and everything.
Oh,
was
once
fine.
you saw, you're like, dude.
I was like, oh, I actually
obviously-
was going the right way.
Did they
in the
stay
dark.
back and wait, or was that?
Oh, it was a whole ordeal. They had to call my parents because they're like, "Well, we just got back from a 20-mile backpacking trip, and your son's not with us. We thought he would be at the car, and he was ahead of us." And
Oh,
he's
imagine
not.
that your son is no longer with us, but they say it like that.
So
Dude, that
yeah,
would be
they called
crazy.
full-scale search and rescue, and I woke up at 6 a.m. Luckily, just woke up and hiked to the car, and they called it off. But if I had slept in till 8 a.m., they were sending search and rescue choppers down to scour Escalante to find me.
Yeah, because they have to wait the 24 hours or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Well, and I think
They don't
by the
wanna waste
time
taxes.
by the time I was said to be lost, it was nighttime. So they're like, we're not gonna do
Anything.
any good
Yeah.
searching
Yeah.
for him at night. So yeah, that was crazy, eerie nature experience I've had before. That for sure affected me with some crazy shit. I'm also, my name's Everett after Everett Roos, who was a poet and an explorer of Escalante in like the late 1900s. So it was like some eerie serendipity.
Like a butterfly effect when they say
Yeah,
something
it was
like that.
weird. It
Something
was
weird.
like, damn, Everett's gonna get lost in Escalante after
Yeah.
being named
Poetic
after this
justice,
cat.
really.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Poetic justice. Put it in the song, okay?
I got a song about that experience. Yeah, man, for sure, no doubt.
Oh man.
Dang, that's pretty
Have you
crazy.
gone to any like other place outside of Utah for like
Yeah.
Colorado? Obviously, is known for it. Arizona or anything like that, or no?
As far as like for nature and getting
Yeah.
outside, I skied in Big Sky, Montana, a couple years ago.
Okay.
Outside of that, I haven't done a whole lot of other travel like for getting outside and doing. We're so spoiled, man, that it's like
True.
it's one of those things. Even with skiing, folks are like, "Have you skied other places?" And I'm like, "No, dude. My backyard is some of the best skiing in the nation. You know what I mean? World."
Oh, you have like a hill in your backyard? Or?
No, I mean figuratively, Salt Lake, like the
Oh, that
the
is pretty
valley, the
close?
mountains. Yeah, I mean we're
It's because
only-
sometimes people live by a hill. That's what we
Sure.
had a little park, dude. We would go try to snowboard there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just bring a rail and then try to
I would jib
just
a
go
little bit. Yeah,
Just you know what I mean? Nothing crazy, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, just in comparison, like my old job, I was taking folks up the mountain to ski resorts, doing transport, and in Colorado, folks in Colorado, it takes them multiple hours to get to the resort from a major city. You know what I mean? So we're spoiled to
nice.
have it be like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? That's an easy commute.
I've heard people complain recently with like the influx of population to Utah.
Yeah.
That on some of the canyon drives on the weekend, it's jumped to hours versus.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That's true. I think it's a big.
Well, that's good for him. He gets to take more people up the mountain, huh?
That's not his job anymore.
Well, aren't they trying to build like a giant
Gondola?
like
Yeah.
and ruin nature basically?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I think the gondola is an awful idea.
I feel like the majority, like 90% of people think the same. But
I mean, it's going to cost I think I just read something. I could be adding a zero to this, but I thought it said $11 billion.
It's billions of dollars.
It's billions of dollars. Yep. It's going to destroy, like, Little Cottonwood Canyon, the base of it is renowned for climbing routes. Do climbing and bouldering routes. And they're going to have to completely wipe it to do all the structures and all the things that would require a gondola. And then the big issue is it's like, okay, we build this gondola. What happens when people are still driving up the mountain, up to these resorts? The resorts are full and there's still traffic, and then we're still gondoling more folks? Like, it doesn't actually alleviate anything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Unless they incentivize people to take the gondola versus drive. But it's just like, do that with the bus. Or put a parking structure where that quarry
At the
is.
base of it or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, like there's so many smarter options. It's silly to me.
And what would you say?
Gondola.
Maybe there's like, is there any like top trails or anything like that? Like maybe
Yeah.
you,
Like
we-
hiking?
just like the most like top trails ever in the history that you say, oh, this is a trail,
Sure.
the Bridge of Terabithia or something like that. You know what I mean? Somebody hits you with like a weird.
But before you do that, Donut Falls,
Yeah.
overrated, underrated, appropriately rated.
That's
what
your
do you feel
Utah,
about
Donut Falls?
Yeah.
I haven't done it since I was young. I would say overrated only because.
but it's
I-
mostly like for kids,
I
right?
was,
Like,
yeah, it's not much of a hike. And
It's maybe
my-
for beginners, Bobby. Don't say it like that either. What
I
if
mean,
we
I
wanted
got
to
a-
go?
I got a dog, you know. Most of us have animals, and it's like that's part of a big reason I like to get outside is to connect with him as well as nature. And I think Donut Falls is a big cottonwood, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't bring dogs up there, so I typically stick to Mill Creek Canyon, Neff's Canyon.
Why can't you bring dogs?
It's a watershed, so like
Oh, because they pee or something like that, and then
Yes.
people.
They
as if
contaminate the water.
as if the moose and the elk and the rabbits and the
Yeah.
coyotes and the porcupines aren't pissing themselves. But
But some of that mountain water, you had it like, dude. One time we went camping for scouts, bro, and they had like this like little tube or whatever, and it was like I don't know, they had to connect it somewhere, but it was like fresh water.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it just tasted
a
like it was
spout.
just like straight up liquid.
Yeah.
And it was cold. I don't know how to describe it. It didn't have a taste.
Uh-huh.
It was like I was drinking something that was like invisible. It was crazy,
It's
bro.
just an element that like brings life when you taste
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was
Absolutely.
different than like bottled water, than like
Yeah.
any water. It just felt like cold and like,
Yep.
man, bro.
On some McJenkins.
It was some like
Drink more
drinking
water.
right straight from the Lord's, you know what I mean, mouth or something like that. It was just like, yeah, and you do that, or do you have to boil the water? You know, like, oh, I'm gonna get this hole that's like,
You should boil the water.
yeah.
Typically, always.
So maybe that one they weren't too safe, or maybe it was like one that was like the runoff from the snow.
It
or
depends.
something
Kind of like
that.
what you were saying. There are like natural springs, like especially when you get higher up in trails. Like sometimes there's springs in areas that miners used to mine. Like they'll back in the day, they chiseled into the rock. They found that probably it was a spring that left the earth, so then they hammer a pipe into it, and it's the same thing. It's just like a natural water fountain in the middle of the trail. So those things are natural, but like if you're just going to a river, you should boil that water. You know?
Yeah.
Well, forgive us. What were the trails that you think are musts?
Must trails.
Want to pull up a little closer?
Yeah, absolutely. Downs here. Let's start here.
But
I
what,
guess.
can I interrupt really quick, Hans?
Please.
But maybe we can do like a top, cause let's do like a top like trail each. You know what I mean? See which one is the best trails like ever.
Each?
But you've never.
I don't know.
How do you know, Javi? If I know trails, I might know trails. Right?
A trails mix. Shut up.
So
I don't know a whole lot of trails outside of Utah.
See,
even
that's why we can just do,
even
like, one trail.
myself. Again, Neff's Canyon Trail. That's a trail I love.
pull it up, Javi. Let's see if the computer. Dude,
Well, that's a clothing
lagging.
brand, the little watch brand too, huh?
Neff's, yep.
Neffs?
I think that I'm not sure. I could be BS on this, but I think the Neff's family is a family from
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Utah. From
Dude, but that was nice. Back in the day, you could just move somewhere. You get like all the land. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you move. It's like, bro. And now it's like,
And they're called Native Americans.
well,
And it
let's
was
see.
taken from them.
yeah, it's gorgeous, man. It's really
On the
really
images,
pretty.
Javi? Oh, that's nice. And that's
I
a
like
trail?
the Neff
Yeah.
beanies. That's how I figured. I
Okay,
learned.
yeah.
I saw the beanies. I'll buy a couple.
yeah. I think that family is from here. Neff's Canyon, that's a great one, man. The Living Room is another hike that's
But is that like, what would you say? Like, is it intermediate? Is it
that one.
like the skill?
That one to get to a summit or like a end point, that one's hard. That Neff's Trail, but there's a couple little alternate routes you can take that are less gnarly. This is the Living Room. This is up kind of behind Red Butte Gardens and the University of Utah, like hospital campus. This is cool. It's like people have set up these slabs of sandstone into like seat formations or a couch, so you can kind of go and overlook the city and sit there. It's a nice
that's
overlook.
Nice. Oh, that's
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never been.
Yeah, and that's a mellow hike. Like that's probably one that only takes like 30 minutes of a little bit of sweat and grind to get up, and you've got a killer overview. What else?
What about like the Trail of Tears? You never like, oh, I'm gonna go on. Is there like the Oregon Trail? You know what I mean? Like,
Is it the Trail of Tears? Just a.
it was an actual trail, wasn't it, Hans?
I think
It was
it's
the
just
trail
a
to
Look
the-
it
replica.
up, Bobby. The Trail of Tears. Let's pull it up.
Yeah,
bro.
the demise of the Native Americans.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I think
it
it's
was.
more symbolic than it is an actual trail, like of the. Maybe
Look at that,
it was.
bro. That's
No,
wrong.
it could
What are
be
you guys talking
completely
about?
wrong.
Oh,
That's what I
It's been a
said.
long
It's the
time
demise.
since sixth grade.
Yeah, the demise of the natives.
Yeah. Didn't they push them? It's the trail that we pushed them along out of their lands. Is my recollection from sixth grade.
So they walked all of that, Hans?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
They just
huh?
kept migrating from right to left.
It's sick.
It's like reading a book in Asia. Just read
Or
from
what
left to
about the
right.
Oregon Trail? You would do that?
Arabic.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No, dude. I mean, I hike, but I'm not like through hiking. Through hiking's like the dudes that do the
The backpacking.
through multiple states or like
Oh,
from
really?
from Mexico to Canada. You know what I mean? No,
I think
I'm
that's
not-
called illegal immigration, isn't it?
Oh god, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me.
You're a coyote. You're muling people in and out.
Oh, that's cool. Because the Oregon Trail, like, man, that was kind of nice. You
You
know
ever
what I
play
mean?
that game as a kid on
Yes,
the
I
computer?
did.
Yeah, fire it up.
Yes, I did.
I always pillaged.
So what happens when you're like in when you're like in the Oregon Trail, like, or going like state across states, like,
Yeah.
is there like certain codes, like cops tell you, oh, like, what are you doing, or like the Rangers or anything, like, what's like the codes that you have to?
I don't know.
You don't?
I don't know cross state.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, like I said, I've never done hikes that gnarly. Again, the biggest thing
Yeah.
I've done is like a couple day backpacking trip. So no, I've never hiked over state lines to know. I don't assume there would be very big restrictions or changes of legality unless it was like where you're setting up camp potentially, like if it's a national forest area versus BLM land. But I don't know. That's just off the top of my head.
And BLM is Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter. FYI. I don't know if you support either of them, but I just
both.
wanted to point
Yeah,
that
he
out.
supports both. He's a
Yeah.
nature enthusiast, dude. Come on. Come on.
I don't know if you
So I know
support
if people
either
heard
of them.
BLM, they're like, what?
Uh-huh.
Black Lives Matter's in charge of trails?
Oh, that's nice. What about like in a different? And shout out Augustus. Shout out Augustus. And what's like a trail maybe in another country? Have you thought about like, oh, I want to go to another?
yeah,
Or you just stay local? You're just like local only.
I would love to hike Switzerland and some Europe. Like I've heard there's some backpacking in Europe.
But there's
that's
a lot of
really
creepy
incredible.
people you haven't seen.
Yeah, there's some
like-
creepy people in Europe, but there's creepy people everywhere, man.
What's that movie? The scary movie? Remember that one?
Which one?
It's like they're in the Alps, bro. They go up there somewhere with where those people in Sweden. They do.
Is that the one with the spa?
What do you mean?
There's one with the movie where they're like a spa and they're just in a spa in this isolated mountain area.
I don't know, but there's like it's like a cult and stuff like that, and then like
And then they
tourists go there, and then like they get them drunk and get them a couple drugs, and then
Hostel.
they like.
Is that the one where they're giving them smoothies, where they start to trip on the smoothies?
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I
Jamba
think I know what
Juice
you're talking about.
documentary, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, but they hit you with something like that. Oh, that would be pretty scary. Like, I think it would be scary. Maybe the scariest place for me, I would say, man, I wouldn't want to go to the Amazon. You know what I mean?
no,
Some people
me-
say that it's like, dude, and they'll eat you alive or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no thanks. I'm not about that kind of hiking either. Really, maybe like with a guide one time, but the bugs scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like, no, dude, too many creepy crawlies for me.
What about? Oh, go ahead.
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask. So, do you think like how long you could survive if you were doing like Naked and Afraid, or you're not? You don't watch those
I
because
do
they're scary.
watch those and Alone, and I like
Yeah.
to think that I'd really kill it.
Badger, come here.
Sweet badge, I don't mind. I like to think that I'd really do well and kill it, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't actually have like very many primitive skills as far as hunting, building shelter. I know loose like facts about them or have rough ideas of how to do shit, but I've never put those things into practice, so I probably wouldn't do very well.
Well, that's a start. And since we're not going to get anywhere with the list of trails, how about we do a top 3? We'll already start with the top 3 items for survival. We'll each give top 3.
nice. Oh,
But the thing is, so water's already. So we're not gonna. Water's obviously essential. Let's
Okay.
say like a fire starting kit we have. Not maybe not Tinder or like whatever, but you have
The
a fire
flint or
starter.
whatever,
Yeah,
right? That's what
you have a
it's-
fire
Something
starter. You
to
have
do your
water, and let's just say you have appropriate warm clothing.
Okay.
We'll just start with that.
What are you gonna need?
we
outside
go
of
one.
that?
We take one because I don't want you to take mine just in case. So
Okay, go
maybe.
ahead.
Yeah,
Bobby,
we'll
you
take
go
turns.
first. You go
Okay,
first.
are
So
we
we've got to
going-
do the
so we're
top
going-
3.
Yeah.
Beefy's top 3?
Yes,
All right, here we go.
even though it's mine.
All right, we're back.
All right, Javi. So you're gonna hit us with the first one.
Can it be weapons? Is this
Anything.
Hey,
yeah, top
yeah,
survival.
yeah,
Anything you
yeah.
want to bring. It could be a Game Boy.
And Javi, he has a lot of guns, dude. So
Okay.
you better watch out how you look at him.
They're all pointed towards me.
He's on probation.
He has a wife and life insurance.
He's proving his worth.
No, I would be smart to take a sleeping bag or like a
Smart.
So now you're gonna have 2 sleeping bags.
I say
I
you
just
got
said warm clothes.
but
I
Warm
said-
clothes, yeah.
Yeah, no
That's-
sleeping bag, but
that's
warm
still
clothes.
not enough.
no,
Like,
not for the nighttime.
yeah, dude.
Okay, so you got a sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the sleeping bag.
So now we all can't pick sleeping bags, right? We have to take.
Yeah,
sleeping bags.
technically no.
I'm sleeping good.
I mean, if we're all together though, this might work well.
Let's
If
see.
we don't run off like
Oh,
you did.
now I have to go, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hiking in the expedition. I'm gonna take. What am I gonna? I'm gonna take a magnifying glass, baby. Because then I can start fires. You're like, oh, I got survival skills. They're rubbing sticks like idiots for hours. I can just go like that. I can cook my food, right?
Okay, steak. Little magnifying glass steak.
Well, we already have fire starters, so nice pick.
Man-
I'm doubling up on that. All right, now my turn.
Yeah, but what if it rains?
It's like the ants are gonna be hating it though.
Yeah. If it rains, your magnifying glass is not going to work either. No cloud. The clouds block out the sun.
I can magnify the freaking fire, bro.
No, that's not how that works.
Freaking idiot! I start fire. I magnify it,
It gets bigger.
divert it into
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Uh,
I have to pick that.
well, you
You already
stuck with
picked
it.
it.
You know,
Okay,
hey,
You
no,
might be
no
dead
take
after
backs. Okay? This is survival.
At least you don't
Beefy's
have
gonna start the
fire.
California fires.
God,
again.
I forgot that we had a fire starter kit. That's the only reason I had picked it.
Well, that's why I labeled them in the beginning. You also forgot about the warm clothes. I'm gonna go with Maybe like a 12 by 12 tarp, because you can fold those up pretty nicely, and they're pretty like relatively light. So like a plastic tarp.
That's not that cool.
So it provides shelter. I can hold things in it.
Yep.
So nice.
Hater
nice
alert.
You think I can get a little bit of your tarp?
If you behave, you might. Okay. Don't ask dumb questions, and you will.
Shoot, I think I'd probably do some wire or line.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean? Some paracord or something that I could.
Or you can go fishing,
So you
huh?
can end it if you're done. You're like, no more. Just kidding.
It's dark in here. That's like the third off your
I don't know, it's-
joking 30 minutes.
Dude, guys, relax.
Yeah,
Huh?
chill
You're
out,
scaring
man.
them
It's a
some
beautiful
more.
life out here.
Yeah. It's because I haven't gone to nature, I told you. They're starting to get scared. So let's see. So I'm going to go. Oh, no, now it's you, Javi. Huh? Your second item. Oh, man. Oh, I already know what I'm going to pick, actually. But go ahead.
Some type of axe, probably. If we're gonna have to
Axe is smart.
chopping up some animals, big, like, you know, I don't know,
Or wood.
wood,
Mm-hmm.
anything.
That's smart.
So yeah, I'm an axe.
An axe?
Yeah.
Like a hatchet or like which?
I don't know, anything.
Okay.
He can have an axe. It's
You can
fine.
have an axe?
Yeah,
You think
he can
so?
have an axe.
He
thought
meant
that
the,
was good. I thought
he
that
meant
was
the
a good pick,
deodorant.
Yeah, I know. That's
Javi
I
meant
wanna
the
smell
deodorant.
nice.
I want to smell the best in nature.
I'll attract all the animals.
That fire is gonna, you know.
God, dude. Now I have like, dude, now I freaking wasted a freaking thing with the
Yeah,
magnifying
redemption,
glass.
dude. You only have 2 more now.
Now I'm going to pick for survival. What am I going to
You
pick?
can now closely inspect all your other items.
Yeah, you're,
I'm gonna
you're
pick,
warm
yeah.
already.
I'm gonna pick. Oh God, dude! I swear I always have thought about this. Now I'm starting to. I'm gonna pick. Because now they have inflatable tents, you know. But I don't know what if I don't have.
Where do
Why are
gonna-
you laughing, Javi? That's
How are you
rude.
gonna?
I'm
inflate it?
thinking out loud, Javi. You freaking idiot,
you
bro!
gonna
Stop!
take all
Don't
day?
stop, us.
See, with
You
your-
already picked, bro.
I know,
inflatable
I'm just
tent, we
saying.
can make
Let
a
him
funnel with
pick,
my
man.
tarp.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Sorry,
I'm gonna
BP.
pick. Oh God. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pick cleats because I watch Naked and Afraid and stuff like that, and they always like they can't do good because they can't walk.
Why? Because they're slipping?
They slip or else they get fungus underfoot if they're like in a certain environment. Why? Look how he's done.
But don't we already have warm clothes like that? I
Yes,
would assume that
correct.
excluded boots.
And you're at Naked and Afraid, not on a football field. And you ever tried to wear
No,
cleats
but you know what I'm
not
talking
on
about.
a
Hey, Javi Shay, pull up
Wait,
shoes
hiking
with spikes
And you
for
probably get
for hiking.
more
Golfing
fungus.
shoes.
Look at that. Like,
Okay, hiking spikes.
I know what they're called. Come
Okay,
on,
no,
man.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm just thinking like you're running soccer cleats. Like
No,
Naked
is that because
and
I'm
Afraid.
Mexican? Come on.
No, bro. Cleats is a lie. It's a cleats.
I don't know what to call them. Something like that. Something
Yeah,
nice.
no,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
No, that'd be smart, especially if it's winter.
And then you guys are gonna, hey, oh, a mountain. Guess what? I can just walk over it, dude, like a fucking, just freaking,
my bad, bro.
like a goat.
I was
You know what
looking at
mean?
you crazy. I thought you really meant cleats. I thought you followed up magnifying glass with
some
cleats.
Nikes.
I was like, dog, you're not lasting very long out
Dog,
here.
I'm gonna take those, man.
Nah,
I want
that's
those
Air
nice,
Jordan
yeah.
1 football cleats.
Beefy was gonna run with the antelope over here.
See, and those are nice. Look at those yellow ones, Javi. The ones like the open toe ones, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody pops out of, and I could kill. Look, if somebody tries to attack me, I just kick it, bro, and now I have a weapon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Wow.
sure this is like for ice.
You can't wear your
Yeah.
hatchet. You can't wear
Ice
your
climbing.
hatchet on your feet, Javi. Okay.
Yep.
This is how Jose's gonna be cutting wood with these.
You can hunt with that. You just drop kick an animal from the tree.
Yeah.
You know? You're just hanging off the tree, wait for an animal to
Yeah.
walk by, and you just drop.
Drop.
Yeah.
You're
A bear
own-
attacks you, kick it in the nuts with these. Game over. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, you'd be.
That's
Play
pretty
dead
nice, right? I'll let you borrow my shoes.
Well, you can now. You can be under my tarp.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll have to closely inspect with your magnifying glass. Let me go with, because he has a hatchet. Am I still allowed a sharp item?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do like a K-bar.
You can get a better. You can get a better one.
Okay, I'll do like a K-bar knife, like a Tonto blade or something, like a tactical knife. K-bars?
Is that like Rambo's knife?
Yeah,
That's
those are
like
exactly what they are. Yeah, I have one at home.
That's a Puerto Rican sword, isn't it, Hans?
The K-bars, do the K-A-B. Oh, it's right there.
To the
That
what?
second one, that one.
and
I
what,
have
you
one of
can
those.
cut a fish with those?
You
Hans?
can cut like leather. You can cut the ripstop nylon super easy.
Looks
You can
like
cut
a-
seat belts with those.
A mini katana, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty
That's a
nice.
little mess around knife.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, Hans. You can probably scale a fish, huh?
That's
Yep.
cheating though. He's Puerto Rican. He knows about knives. Come on. Look at that. That's
Oh,
pretty
that's
sick,
nice.
actually.
Yeah, I have one of
That's
those.
pretty nice.
You think you can buy me one?
They're $120. Of course I can.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
so
Nola.
that'll be my second pick.
Okay, word back up to me. Second pick, I'm bringing compass.
Ooh,
Nice.
Oh, that's nice because he doesn't have an internal compass.
No.
Not a good one.
And he's on land, he stole. Unlike us, that have an instinct to navigate.
Yeah. There's no Karens where we're at, okay? How do you think those Karens got there to begin with?
We just listen to our ancestors to guide us.
Their screams of pleas of mercy. All go the opposite way.
Dude, a compass, that's good though.
All right, everybody from the Trail of Tears crying out for you.
Dude, nobody takes the compass all the time. I was gonna say a level, but a compass is even better than a level.
Yeah. Level would be nice though if you decided to build a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, little shelter. Make sure it's.
Level.
And do you have a compass you take now or no?
No. Still don't.
Oh, really? You just use your phone? You go on an app?
No.
You got the compass app.
I just you just lead. Just go.
Maybe for your birthday. When's your birthday?
10th, you missed it, dog. January.
Oh, really? Dang, January 10th. Maybe I was gonna say maybe next year we'll get him a compass. You think so? That'll be
Yeah,
nice.
Next year,
yeah.
give me a compass.
It's like a
please,
compass
man.
necklace.
I shared my trauma with you guys.
That'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, help me be routed.
A good compass?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Get 'em
Maybe your
the-
friend should give you a compass. They left you behind.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I left them behind, but
They could have thrown a rock at you or something. You know, like hey.
yeah, hey man,
this
you're going
way.
a little too fast.
Yeah.
What are you doing up there? Yeah.
All right, Hobby, your third one. And what do you have so far, Hobby?
Was it
He has a
an
hatchet.
axe?
Yeah.
What was
Then
my
you bring a
first?
sleeping bag. What's
Sleeping
your fridge?
bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Damn. What about? And we already have water, right?
We got water. We got
Yep.
warm clothes. You got a Bowie knife. You got a magnifying glass. You almost
How
got a
about-
level, but instead you got what was his last one?
Cleats, the hiking cleats.
Cleats. Okay.
Crampons.
What do you call it?
Crampons.
Okay.
Or spikes.
Watch it.
Crampon sounds like someone wearing a tampon while they have cramps.
That does tend to happen.
It's a crampon. Patent pending.
That's I don't know.
All right, Hobby, something nice, bro. What are you going to eat?
Oh, true. We got to get a bow and arrow in
There
there
you go.
somewhere.
I like it.
Nice.
You're going to get a bow and arrow?
Yep.
I like it, hubby.
But what kind? Because, dude, you don't know Hobby that much. He doesn't have, like, strength like
Do a
that. His
compound
upper
bow.
strength?
That's those.
You think Hobby can pull a compound bow?
You
Host?
can
Make different.
you can change the strings for
yeah.
the tension of them.
Yeah, a little 15-pounder.
Hobby,
20
come
pounder.
on, bro. What are you going to do with a 15-pounder?
I'm pretty sure 15-pounder.
I caught a mouse.
No, I think 15-pounder can take out some shit.
Oh,
I
of
think
course
a
it can.
Yeah, I think you could like maybe get.
You have to get a
small
bit
deer.
closer, but yeah, you can. You can still get it.
Like, which one? Like, that one's nice.
That's
Look at
a
that one. The
crossbow.
Killer Instinct one, dude, huh? Dude.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the crossbow. That way you don't have to worry about the tension of it. Well, no, you still have to pull it back.
It's $150. Oh, that's not
But
bad.
then, yeah, I got to think about the weight too, bro. Like, if I'm gonna be carrying this thing,
Do a
fuck,
Hoyt compound bow. Those are like maybe no more than 6 pounds.
And when you have that bow that's like right there, the fourth one, people don't make fun of you in nature if they see you with like a bow like that or
The
no?
recurve? Those
Like
are
that?
harder to shoot. If you know how to shoot like that, you're a boss.
Yeah.
Oh, so people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's way harder to
that's
shoot with,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be something like this, bro.
So people make fun of the ones like that, the big ones?
No, they don't make fun of those. Those are still very hard, but
There's
the
your
ones to the
preference.
left are incredibly difficult.
Oh.
But yeah, I would take one of these.
Nice. That's a good pick.
You guys ever shot a bow?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I have
he has
You have a
one.
bow?
But then he injured his shoulder right here.
Yes.
What labrum? What'd you do?
Well, for my, I just overworked it. I was doing, my ego got in the way. I wanted to bench a certain amount, and I got to it, but I would do 3 chest days in a week, which was stupid, really. And then after like a year of that, just eroded my shoulder.
I'm sorry,
So
brother. That sucks.
it's all good.
I've had some shoulder issues myself.
Yeah, is that what it was?
What?
Just when you sat on the couch, I could kind of see like you were like,
No, I'm just trying to look good. I'm just trying to look big and menacing.
oh, God.
No, but yeah, I did have 2 like full shoulder reconstructions from sports and shit, rugby, football,
Yeah.
being a rough kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can give me like a couple tips or something like that for survival. I don't know that much.
Tips for survival?
Lanterns work, a flashlight, just as a source of light, which I know you have your fire, but if you need to go venture off, do something else.
I don't know. None of us has said any type of light.
Oh, I want a laser, like real one, like a laser for men. Harvey, pull it up, dog. Like one of those that.
Laser for men.
Pull up the Spartan laser from Halo. You're just gonna do hair removal.
No, you guys know what I'm talking about.
No,
What?
that's good
It's
though,
for
because
the
when you
fur.
an animal, yeah, you gotta skin the animal. It's just
No,
It's gonna take forever.
Put laser for men in nature.
In the
Strong beam. There you go, Harvey.
strong beam.
Dude, and what is up with the connection? Oh, look at that. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, you're getting deeper and you're digging yourself
algorithm
deeper in
is
this
so
one.
Let's
rude.
do laser.
Pointer?
No, because laser
Strong?
pointer, that's for animals.
Look at this one right here. It looks like a lightsaber.
What do you mean? They make specific
Laser. Put lasers to kill, Harvey. Maybe let's look up.
death
it's gonna
laser.
show Buzz Lightyear from stun to kill.
To kill, really?
Laser, blazer, taser.
But you guys know what I mean? Because then that way, dude. And then if a helicopter right passes me without rescuing me, like
You
bro,
can
I'll
just shoot it
freaking
down, and then they'll go to the helicopter, and then they'll find you,
Yeah.
and you'll go
That'll
to
be-
prison.
This
But
is
at least you'll
Beefy
be
shooting
warm.
down the helicopter right now.
So, and dude, and now I can hunt with that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, imagine I hit
You won't
it.
have much meat left, so you'll have to kill several.
I'll just hit it
animals,
in the
but-
eye. I hit the animal in the eye.
UK laser weapon can kill a coin kilometer away. What does that mean?
I'm assuming they
It'll
hit
melt
the
it.
coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI post?
Kilometer's crazy.
Botch the
Yeah,
headline.
so I'm gonna do one.
Very
Aw,
likely.
Dude, imagine me, dude. And then I put the laser through my magnifying glass. Dog. What are we talking about?
You will glass the earth.
Dog, for real.
He's going scorch earth.
Oh, it was you in LA, wasn't it? I'm just.
I want to be there like Flame Boy. Bro, I'm gonna be the Mexican Flame Boy, dude, out there. The freak. Flame on.
Oh, look, there's the laser kill from Halo.
They have one of those in
It's
Halo?
that metal. So like when you would get one with the Spartan laser,
Oh,
you would see that pop up.
I'm not a Halo guy.
I loved Halo.
You guys ever see the videos of that guy that like is looking into lasers and says that you can see like the code of the universe?
Yeah, pull it up, Javi.
That guy's got to be blind, right?
Nope. I guess it's replicable. Like there's videos of other
Badger,
people staring at
come
the same laser that's like hitting the wall, and they're like, "Oh, I can see the cut." It's crazy. Laser code on wall.
Laser code on wall.
Yeah, try on wall.
God, bro, look at.
We're looking at the laser right now.
Yes,
Look at all this
that's
code.
actually, I think, maybe it. It's crazy. It's like this dude is set
One
up.
of the most important things to pay attention to is that you're looking through the laser, not at the diffraction pattern that falls on the wall. So even if you're sitting 2 or 3 feet away, like we're seeing here, you want to be
That
looking
crosses the laser?
at beyond the light.
Yeah.
Like you're looking through the window versus looking at the surface of the window. Also notice how wide the diffracted pattern of the laser is on the wall. People that choose lasers that are produce this thing that just looks like one line, that's not wide enough for you to see anything because you're looking beyond the laser, not at the surface. So it will be too thin, too narrow of a crack to look through, so to speak.
Saw an
You can come
Instagram shop
closer
version. I
like
don't
this,
know what this
and I would
guy's getting
recommend
into.
I was gonna
cover
say,
one eye
what
so
were
that
you
the
watching?
light doesn't hit your cornea.
But see, this,
then you would be
they're
looking
like
from the
staring at
side.
it, and it's like
From
they
the side
say
is
they
better
see
because
code,
you
like almost
get
like
a
the Matrix,
separation of
like
the
you're
layers
seeing
inside.
code of
You want to stay on
of
this
matter
task
of Earth.
for a little bit until you start
Or
seeing
reality.
structures emerge.
I'm gonna have to
if
try
you still don't
this.
see anything, you can actually come
Yeah,
to the
look,
side
he's-
of the wall, like so, and try and look at the edge of where the light becomes visible from the
Oh,
side.
that's crazy,
This
dude. We gotta try
really
that, huh?
Makes
Yeah.
it even more coherent. One extra emphasis I would give is that you want to stay with it until you start seeing digits. The separation between
Bro,
just
that
seeing the
is
structure
crazy.
and seeing the digits.
Oh, if you stare at
is
anything
normal.
long enough,
When
you'll start
you still see
hallucinating. I
Yeah,
don't believe
that's
this
true.
anymore.
It's possible to
definitely
imagine
true.
that these
A couple Asians
structures
doing math
are under
right
the
here.
influence
How's
of
look at that?
DMT in
Freaking
your
fired
brain
up.
while you learn
Yeah, so I saw that.
stochastic.
I
There's
saw
some
that
Indians
recently.
making curry right now.
About
This
lasers.
hypothesis
That's crazy.
becomes much less than.
Holy
You will
crap. Look
notice
at
some
that.
motion. Stay with that motion. The digits are usually much smaller than people expect. So keep looking until you see.
And this wasn't
actual
your
digits
algorithm?
running. numerals
But
in
of what?
seems like,
Like
Japanese.
Instagram?
Yeah,
How
how
did
did you
you-
stumble across it?
Put it up a little bit. How you-
Yeah, it was just
Here.
on my
What
algorithm.
you can
Yeah,
do, you
on
can either
Instagram.
look into the glass of water, into the little reflections that you can see inside the glass. And then what you want to do is to mimic the gesture that we do when we go a little bit cross-eyed, which you will notice is the same gesture that your eyes
Dude, you-
are
you
doing
pull
when
out of
you're
there just
trying to look
cross-eyed, you
beyond
know?
something. It's also very similar to what we have to do when we're trying to look at a magic eye image. So anybody who's not familiar, the magic eye is a visual illusion that we put on a two-dimensional paper, and when you do a certain thing with your attention, you can all of a sudden see a three-dimensional image in there. But it's embedded in there. It's designed to do that. And the gesture you do with your
That's
eyes, if
crazy.
you're familiar with magic eye, is very similar to what we're trying to do here. So either we're looking at the glass directly, and we're trying
No,
to
he's also- he's
expand
using the
those little
urn, somebody's
reflective
urn to
patterns.
prop
You will see some
the
glistening
that's
portions
crazy.
inside the glass.
That's Jason
And what you want to
Momoa.
do is to expand them by doing the magic eye gestures with your eyes, and you will see the code running
All
inside.
right, I don't know about
Very
all
coherent.
this. That's a little in depth, a little
That's
more in depth
nice,
than I
little-
saw.
Yeah, it's like
Dude.
stare at it for 4 hours
And you'll
cross-eyed,
start to see things.
and then people are like, "Oh, I see
saw
another
the code."
alternate universe." You're not seeing another universe. That's just double vision.
It's like you're just
You're
going
cross-eyed
blind,
now.
Yeah,
Well, you guys,
that looks pretty crazy though, right?
Yeah.
you're gonna try her now.
I don't know. I don't really have lasers.
No?
If you cop a big survival man laser, let me know. I'll come over and peep it with
They'll
you.
shoot your compass from a kilometer away, and that'll give you the signal that we have the laser.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a laser. We need to try that, dude. I'm gonna order a
I
couple
wanna
lasers
try
from
it.
It looks
Amazon.
kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting though. What that last thing you said, the eye, the magic eye or something.
Yeah.
My grandfather, my dad's dad, has done art like abstract, geometric art, and it looks like that too. Where like you see something, but then the longer you stare at it, it starts to like blend with what was underneath it into like a 3D shape. Really cool. I don't know if he has stuff on the internet that we can pull up, but yeah,
So have you ever gone? Because sometimes like you gone in a cave or no?
yeah.
Because sometimes you go in a dark place like in nature, and your eyes they start doing that weird stuff. Like
What do you mean, like adjusting or what?
they feel like weird, like
Just,
fucking guys, dude. So let me.
I'm sorry.
Let this man talk, man.
You're right. I apologize.
What? Please, go on. Articulate.
Yeah, you can feel them like they're moving. You know what I mean? Like your eyes, like the pupils are getting big.
Okay.
And then it's like you almost freak out because it's like actual complete darkness.
Yeah.
Like, because there's like darkness, but then when you're in complete darkness, like I feel like that even you start tripping out because it's so dark.
Sure.
Like I feel like the whole darkness goes inside of your brain, if that makes sense. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I felt like that in the desert before. Like nighttime in the desert. Well, typically there's bright starlight, but if there's not,
Oh.
like it's cloudy, it can get really, really like encompassingly dark. Overwhelmingly so.
And then what do? Do you just like close your eyes, or do you pray or something, or?
You go to bed. It's because it's late.
Yeah.
Take a nap,
It can't be darker than the back of my eyelids. And then you just close your eyes
This
and
is
you're
time
good.
for
And you
bed.
never like when you got lost, like do you cry, or you're like, oh, the animals are gonna get me if you cry, or what's the rules for crying in nature?
Wow, that's another great question. I think I have different rules for crying than a lot of other people. I'm pro cry.
Yeah.
I think you should cry when you feel like you need to cry. I definitely might have cried when it was like starting to become pitch black and I didn't have any water again, and I still wasn't sure if I was on the correct trail again. That was a scary shit moment. But again, we're all worked out for the best. But I think you can cry. I think crying in nature is.
Because then it was like, what are you alerting like predators, like night predators,
Maybe, but I doubt that they are like, oh, that thing's crying. It's my dinner. You know what I mean? They're probably more freaked out about the sounds you're making crying. That would be my assumption. I don't really know though.
Look at this freak,
Oh, this pathetic guy. He's probably lost in the desert. I'm not biting him.
I don't want a sad steak.
Yeah, so-
It's all tense now.
I just didn't know because I always thought about that. Like if I went to Naked and Afraid, it's like, well, first I would probably pee everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just pee everywhere, assert your dominance and stuff like that.
got to.
Everywhere, and then, but I would try to not do that. Like, don't cry or don't like make like I guess maybe like noise is too much. You know what I mean?
Maybe if there were predators, but I also think like those shows, I don't think they put them in spots that are like
Too predatory.
yeah, super
They're
super
in the backyard
dangerous.
of a billionaire's house. That's really where they're at.
That's just
It's
few
their
acres,
security, yeah.
Diddy's Mansions is what it is, really.
Yeah, that show should just be called Unhospitable, you know? A billionaire doesn't even give them clothes or food or anything. It's
Make it
survive
in
in my backyard. We'll see how
Naked
we
and
live.
Afraid at Diddy's. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Instead of Five Nights at Freddy, Five Nights at Diddy's.
That should be a movie.
That'd be funny. Dude, and at the end to escape, it's a slide that you got up to, but it's covered in baby oil. Dude, that's like the last thing that you gotta escape.
Look at like a Japanese
That's that freaking
TV show.
that Squid Game, huh? But
Yeah.
Diddy Squid. All right, huh?
Diddy
Your turn.
Squiddy. I was just yes. I hear you.
Squiddy games?
Patent pending.
Oh, this is gonna be nice.
Patent pending. Damn, guys, you gotta let me know about those punchlines before the show. The patent pending.
Watch out for my ink.
It's his catchphrase, you know? It's his catchphrase, not mine. Not yours either, Diddy's. Item 3.
Oh, dude, hey.
Oh shit, we're still
Can I get
on
like
items.
yeah,
We
it's
haven't
because I
made
did
it
good
in
with the
3
lasers.
items?
Can I get like a hand clap or anything with the lasers or no?
Hand clap?
Yeah, of course.
Clap on, clap off.
You can kill a
Like I redeemed myself a little bit,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I was
You
doing
can
so
shoot a
bad.
whole kilometer and shoot a coin
Okay.
from a kilometer. That's really
Because
good.
I was starting to get scared I wasn't gonna survive. Dude. I was
That's
starting to
worthy.
Oh no,
Yeah.
dude, you got a super laser now. It's magnified.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
You can eradicate every predator. You can cry all you want.
Yeah,
They're never gonna find you.
You'll be all right.
Crimea.
They're not gonna see you after you shoot them in the eye with the
It's
lasers.
gonna be that little super Kremlin just burning shit up. Damn, item 3. I forgot about the item, so I didn't even think about it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Maybe some cigars
Yeah,
to
well.
celebrate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Oh, you
not
can take a medical. What is it? MRE.
Yeah, I
One
was-
of those
well-
ones. That'll be nice, huh?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
that?
I mean, meal
military?
ready eat.
Oh, like the astronaut meals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the military ones.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel confident in trapping animals and maybe
What are you
fishing.
gonna trap them with? You can't even make a trap.
I can make a trap. I have a knife. I'll cut my own stuff up and lay traps.
I brought rope.
Yep. He has wire. I have a tarp.
Oh, so
And
now
if you
actually
rearrange the
started making
letters,
an alliance?
it now has trap. You know. I would do some sort of like a first aid kit. I'd just bring a first aid kit,
That's smart.
a tourniquet. You know, just
Without
some,
the first.
some gauze tape. Yeah.
Band-aid, bandage. Yep.
Oh, that's nice. A first aid kit, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
Maybe
that's-
you can get one of those things to repel. That'll be nice, you know?
Like a harness? Like a climbing harness?
They have the thing and they like.
Yep, yep. On belay on. My third item. We've got. Do we just have water, or do we have a water filter as already?
I said we had water, so water filter works.
Yeah, we'll include the filter.
Okay,
Yeah.
filters included. Roger that. We've got a bow. I'm bringing a flare. In
Nice.
case
Oh.
shit hits the fan, I can let people know where I'm
Flare
at.
out.
You can shoot the helicopter with your flare. You'll shoot it with the laser. you'll get help
And
eventually.
then we eat humans. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
Cannibals, you know.
Hey, have you seen the videos in soccer when they do the flares and they like it hits people like in the eyes and stuff like that?
No, what do you mean?
Yeah, like
In soccer.
you know what I'm talking about, Javi? Like in soccer, like in like Brazil or those like Mexico and stuff like that. Like when like the teams win or whatever, they get like
shoot
too rowdy,
stuff.
they shoot flares
Oh yeah,
like that. You see how they're like shooting flares?
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
and sometimes like when they shoot, they'll start a fire or they land like on somebody's eye or something like
yeah. I was
that.
gonna say those things.
they're
No mess around. Heat
Look at that.
just burns the stadium to the ground. What are they thinking?
So it's because they won, bro. See?
How did the security okay this?
they're the ones handing them out, bro.
But you see that? Look at that, bro. And they're all hype. Isn't that crazy?
Here, have this stick of thermite.
Yeah, because house prices will go down because no one's buying them anymore.
That's top golf, huh? That's when you hit the net. But look at that, bro.
They got cannons going.
Oh, that's the bombs. Yeah, that's the mortars that they lit.
My culture.
But now they do it at the European basketball games, bro. So it's indoor. So
That sounds awful.
Yeah, that's not too smart.
But you never been in something like that? Like, oh, you go to Burning Man or something like that?
I
and they
wish, man. I'd love to go to Burning
they
Man.
fire it up like that or no?
Probably. I'm sure they do.
yeah, they're indoors, bro.
They have that going on, and they want us to care about the All-Star game. That's way cooler. I wouldn't go to that, but that's way cooler.
Yeah, like
Do
I would
arenas
never.
not have sprinkler systems? Like smoke detectors?
Oh, over there?
Probably not in
no.
Europe. You know.
They've banned water out there.
What's the most you've been in a rowdy environment like that? You know, like, hey, something like that happened, something got rowdy, maybe a performance or something like that, and people got. Maybe you were opening up for like the Suicide Boys or something. You know what I mean? And they got, like,
And people started lighting the crowd on fire.
or maybe like a mosh pit or something cool like that.
Yeah. No, not yet. It's on the bucket list. I'd love to host a mosh pit with some grimy fucking bars, get people in that energy. But no, it hasn't really happened yet.
Javi, he's been in a couple actually, but Javi he did it all over soccer
Okay.
because Javi was like a star player, but he would
Okay.
always get attacked. So that's
Why?
what would always happen with. He would get in fights with goalies.
Why?
'Cause
How
he
do you
would
get in a
score.
fight with the goalie? 'Cause
He would score and the goalies. I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
everybody.
yeah. Everybody hated Javi. I don't know why.
That's messed up, Javi. I'm sorry,
Well,
man.
yeah,
and then
let's-
he got a concussion because he got beat up actually.
Really? By one of the goalies?
No.
Why
This
did he get a
one-
concussion again, Javi?
I got kneed in the head, bro.
Yeah, he got
by,
hit in the head.
That's rough.
Yeah, by
I'm
the
sorry.
defender or something. I don't remember honestly.
Yeah.
That whole week was a blur.
Ugh. Brutal.
I remember like trying to go back in and then like falling asleep or something. I don't know. It was a weird situation.
It's called passing out.
But is there things like that you prepare for? So like you prepare nature, but then as an artist, like, oh,
Yeah.
I got to prepare. I got to stay alert. Or what are like some of the tips when people put you on game? You know, like
Sure. Well, I don't know. Even thinking more to the last thing you asked, like rowdy crowds. When I was a little younger, I got to open for the Migos up at it was the University of Utah's Red Fest, or like one of their annual concert festivals, and they booked Amigos, and me and a group of other artists were like lucky enough to open for them. So that crowd was massive, bigger than any crowd I'd been a part of the act for. So that was really cool. Preparing for those I think that's just it. It's about preparing, like preparation, right? Like when I have a concert, I try to be practicing 2 weeks before. Like I've got a concert, March 25th. I'm opening for Mastakilla at Urban Lounge, and like I'm already rehearsing and preparing myself for that, so that when variables you can expect, like a sold out show, happen, you're locked in. It doesn't matter. It could be one person, and I'm giving the same energy because that's what I'm there to do.
and so but what if there's like a crazy reaction? You just go like, oh, they can't make you. You know what I mean?
Like off my game, or
Yeah, has that ever happened? Like maybe you saw somebody with a laser in the crowd or something like that.
someone with a man laser in the crowd? No, I haven't run into that yet. But I don't know how I would handle that. I think I'd probably just ignore them and keep performing. You know, because people's eyes on you at the end of the day as a performer. Their eyes aren't on the goofy guy in the crowd. So
The show
if-
must go on.
Yeah, show must go on. If I give them attention, it's just giving that idiot a spotlight. So
You think we
Yeah.
can put him to the test, House? Or
Well, people got mad at Travis Scott for letting the show go on. But
that.
oh, that is true, huh?
If people stomping people out, that's a different thing. It's just a read the situation kind of deal. I
Yeah.
think, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say maybe we can put him to the test. You think so, House?
we can.
But maybe instead of a show, because we could do a show, but maybe you're doing a speech, right? You're gonna tell us about nature because you used to be a tour guide, right?
No.
So, what do you mean no?
He used to bust people up
The
and
same
down.
thing
Oh,
with the
okay,
bus. You know
yes.
what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
yeah.
you're gonna talk about nature and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's going to be, maybe there's like an avalanche or something, like something intense is happening. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then maybe we're gonna try to distract him, right, host? Maybe what would we be like? We would be like
First responders.
no, we wouldn't be the responders. We would be like trying to incite distraction because maybe we're trying to make one of those. What are those things that they're trying to build, Javi? The things that you
Gondolas.
said, the gondola. So maybe we're like anti-gondola, so we're doing a protest, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be like we're going to incite an avalanche.
Okay.
and you're like trying to keep us like calm. See, I got the dog over here.
Okay.
He's starting to freak out, but you have to finish your speech or whatever. You have to keep the rest of the people safe, and we're gonna try to distract you as much as possible.
Okay, we're doing this. That's
Yeah,
what we're
maybe
doing?
find some intense music. I'll let the dog out really quick, and I'll be right back.
So let me let me get this straight. We're role playing. I'm stopping people from getting swept away from an avalanche.
No. So we are about to try to start an avalanche in order to stop the gondolas from being built.
Okay.
You are in favor of the gondolas.
Oh, I'm pro gondola.
You're pro gondola.
Oh.
So you have to, now you're on the other side of the aisle right now. But you're supposed to maintain focus and keep the speech of the people on why the gondola is going to be what you want it to be and why it's beneficial for the people. We're trying to stop the gondola from being
we're
built. so
protesting.
we're
Not peacefully.
We're going to incite and start a avalanche eventually.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me when we're live.
Oh, we've been like the whole time.
We have been. This
Yeah,
isn't
we're
just
still
the warm,
live.
This isn't the warm up.
Huh?
This isn't the warm
No.
up. The episode's on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm ready for my speech.
What do you think? This sounds pretty good.
That one's a little too dramatic.
Okay,
I
Javi,
need
maybe you're gonna be like the. He's gonna be the innocent people, right?
Epic fight fantasy soundtrack.
You could do inspirational soundtrack or something like that.
Yeah, inspirational background music. Boom. First pop up. Love that. Cinematic. Here we go.
Sounds like Brokeback Mountain.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here. This gondola will be the best gondola. All the climbers, they've got plenty of rocks. Rocks all over the... Oh, but they've got plenty of rocks, I said. Lots of rocks. They can climb those rocks wherever at different spots, those rocks. So, avalanche or not, this gondola must go gondola.
Woo! We're going on the gondola!
Yep, those are my people right there. They know why we're here. They know why this is important. We're only putting good people on the gondola. No one else can come.
Protest anymore. I like this guy.
I've won the whole crowd. The opposition bailed on the avalanche. They're now pro gondola.
Gondola! No! Screw
Gondola.
Gondola!
Build that gondola. Build that gondola.
So good. Dude, you made me pro gondola. That was such a good speech.
I don't know what came over me, guys. You really.
Dude, that was nice.
That was
President
the
Trump.
nicest speech.
That was the best speech.
Greatest nature speech ever. All other speakers look to me for speeches.
Dude, we gotta get Granola to do the opening for the gondola. You know,
Oh, yeah,
we have
we
the
do.
petition, and then he's gonna do it like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I better be on the avalanche side. I'm writing that bomb if this is real life.
Oh, they're going to buy you off after they hear this speech.
Well, try, man. Price tag's pretty
Okay,
high
now
these
maybe
days.
do negative music, and he's gonna be anti. He's gonna show us, okay?
We're going to show your true colors here.
Anti gondola, right?
Can you guys give me like a character?
Write a character for you?
Give me a character to be, because it was easy to make Trump the pro gondola speech
Guy,
giver,
yeah.
but who's like anti gondola the head?
AOC, you can be AOC, right?
I don't have an AOC person in the bag like
You don't
that.
want to be a big booty Latina?
You can do RFK.
You can do
RFK's
RFK, yeah. He's anti-vax. You can be
Wow.
anti-gondola.
Anti gondola.
Oh, I've only done about 4 words of RFK, but all right.
Javi can show you a little bit of inspiration, right? Javi, you can show.
He
Give
says
me
4
a-
words every minute, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta talk like
Yeah.
you're about to cry.
Like you're in the woods in the desert alone.
Like I haven't drinking water.
Go back to when you got lost.
There you go. Okay, you said negative background.
No. Yeah, actually, maybe. Let's hear about it. Or protesting.
Depression, that one. Look,
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of weird, right?
All right, I gotta get in the right headspace.
You want to introduce him, Javi? We have,
Wait, so what is he doing right now? I just
He's anti-gondola.
I know oh no, I am.
Yeah, he's
You turned yourself with your Trump speech.
I've won myself over.
I won the hardest people to win over myself. So he's
All right. I think I'm ready.
Introduce you. You can hit the music.
Am I getting an intro or not?
That is so good. Okay.
You're going to do something. Hey, how's it going? You know, Salt Lake City, Utah. We're excited. We're gonna have RFK right now give us some words on the gondola, right? The gondola proposal 2026. We're excited to have the Olympics.
Give him more words with his concussion.
Maybe host will
do
do it. He'll do the introduction.
Okay,
Javi.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
have faith in you, so host was
That's
trying to
okay.
say. Okay.
All right, host. Here we
You
go.
want to say host?
Yeah. Salt Lake County. We know that they're building a gondola.
Yes, they are.
We are anti-gondola.
We don't want that gondola.
And here in Salt Lake, we know the destruction that a gondola will bring.
Top.
So instead, we've brought here GFK, Granola freaking Kennedy, to talk about why the gondola must not be a thing of the future, of our future. GFK, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys for having me here. Now, first, before I get going, I just want to say I was once a rock climber myself. I climbed rocks next to rivers all over the country. Lots of them not at ski resorts. And those boulders really changed me. So, today,
I'm losing it.
today, I have come here to stop this gondola madness. President Trump, since you have taken office and sworn in the gondola, our time is dwindling. What about the climbers? What about the lizards? What about the worm in my brain? All of this is in danger if this gondola is to move forward. So, people, I hope I have won you over today. Stop the gondola. Thank you.
Oh god, I don't know if I have a voice.
That was nice. Huh?
So good.
That was
He's coughing up the red 40.
Oh, good heavens. I don't know how that man does that.
Yeah, it's because you're stepping on the light somewhere over there.
Oh,
You
am
can
I?
still see it. Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty dark.
it's over here
bro.
on the side. No, like you're on the cord.
Oh.
But let's take us to some holidays really quick.
Give me my light back.
If you built this gondola,
I
you'll
will
take
cry.
away my life.
Just trying to give you guys some good promo content.
So
That was so good.
That
man.
was so good.
Both of those were so good.
The back of my ears, you know, right here, where you laugh too hard right here, where you try to hold it. Oh, dude, it fucking hurts.
My throat hurts, so. That was rough. That was like 2 blunts back to back. RFK speech.
Dude, my head hurts.
That was so good.
Okay, so we got a couple holidays. We can pull up a couple holidays right now.
Will you guys face swap me if that makes it in the cut? On the
Oh,
recap
dude.
cut?
For
Please.
sure.
Thanks.
All of it will make it in the cut. It's alive.
I was going to ask, do we recap? Is there a recap after?
Huh?
I guess I'll ask that off air.
What
I
are you
don't know.
talking
I don't know
about?
what you're talking. I don't know what.
Do you guys repost? Do you repost the episode
Yeah.
after it?
Yeah.
Well,
After
it'll
it's
be live right away. Everything's live.
Oh, and then
So
it's
once we
over
finish,
and
it's on the live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's up.
Yeah.
Oh man, wait up. Let me take a drink of water really quick.
National Random Acts of Kindness Day.
You got to remind people.
You got to remind people to be kind.
Yeah, dude. Nowadays,
Damn
And
right.
you want to switch so I can get the light?
Damn right.
Yeah, of course.
It's literally right behind you, but I can.
gratitude.
There's a chord.
What's one thing you guys are grateful for today?
Yeah, Hobby. Let's start with you.
Javi, what are you
And
grateful
actually,
for today?
before we do that, can you tell us about what happened for Valentine's?
For Valentine's?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because remember, we had a plan of what we were going to do for Valentine's, and did he call us?
No, he didn't call us at all.
Javi.
Oh, the plan was for you guys to cook
Yes.
for Cynthia and I a dinner, or at least all day, like a full day course meal. I
Yeah,
feel.
day course meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
We were gonna basically be his personal servants for him and his wife.
And he didn't call in the favor?
No, so now he has to tell his wife.
Oh. I'm sure she had big expectations for that, dude. Now you're going to have to take on all that.
Well, I feel like we both worked, so that would have been hard to do. And yeah, I think that was why I didn't call you guys. Period. Point
You
blank.
worked?
Yeah, we both worked. I work 12s. She works 10s. So yeah.
Okay.
And by the time we would have gone home, it would have been late. You guys also work, I am assuming.
Yeah, we did work.
Yeah. So there you go. So I
But
say,
I was willing to call off for you.
I appreciate that, but
Next year.
yeah, maybe next year.
Anyways, you said what we're grateful for is what you were asked?
Yeah. What's the thing you guys are grateful for today or recently in your lives?
I like being grateful for small things. I think we overlook them. Like
Yeah.
running water that can be hot water is so underappreciated, I think. Like I always love a hot shower when it's wintertime or it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It just like melts the stress away. It's just
Yeah.
like a good reset button. And I know
Absolutely.
that's not available to most of the world, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Absolutely.
So hot water.
Did you take a
is-
hot shower? Or
Yeah,
a
I took- I like cold showers in the summer just because it's like a good refresher, and then in the wintertime, hot showers to kind of
Warm you
warm
up.
up. Yeah.
I like a hot bath a little bit more. You know what I mean? Take a nice hot bath.
I've never taken a bath.
You never taken a bath? Why?
Only showers. I've never had a bathtub like that. Like not one to like soak in. I'm just saying, just get
Oh,
in,
that's
shower,
sad.
and dip.
That is sad. I take
Yeah.
a bath
Oh,
just
yeah.
about every day.
It's nice.
I
dude.
love a
I've
bath.
never-
I don't take it every day because sometimes my bathtub gets kind of nasty. You know what I
I
mean?
can do that too.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's like-
kind of nasty. You know,
So, but
just-
when do you have to clean it? Do you have like a specific
Oh yeah, there's a level. There's a level
Yeah,
of
'cause
nasty that I'm not laying.
of
in.
like girth that you're like, okay, there's not girth. What is it? Is that what it's called?
Grime.
dirt.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Some rough. Hey, Badger, simmer down, dude.
Badger.
Hey,
Oh, Badger, come here.
Sit. Good boy.
Sweet.
Yeah,
little
so there's
puppy.
like a level, but to me it's like, bro, what is Jesus Christ? Here, let me just grab put him over here.
Badger, the sweetest dog. He wants his dad.
Because what I had bought a. It was called a bitch bomb. So this lady, she made what was it called?
The bath
They're
bombs?
bitch bombs.
Yeah,
Like the bath bomb?
It's called bitch balm.
yeah, that
sorry.
was the name.
Balm?
Yeah,
Oh,
bitch
okay.
balm, like
Yeah,
like an ointment,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
topical ointment.
Throw it in there, and then first I always made fun of people. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, people
Like
they
the
do.
bubble, like
But it was like
essential
CBD
oils?
infused.
Yeah. Oh.
So it was like
Okay.
CBD, like.
Yeah.
So I would go run and stuff like that, and then I threw it in the bath.
What is up?
I would throw it in the bath, and then it would actually work.
Dude, Badger's like, hey, motherfucker. Come here, Badger. Come here, sweet little boy.
Hey, Will Wonder says your impersonations were great.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Will. It's my guy. Appreciate you.
No, yeah, I don't know. Oh, let me go out real quick. You guys can keep.
I didn't know I had those in me, honestly. I knew I had about 2 sentences, but full speech
Hey, those were
was beyond my limits.
amazing.
You guys are welcome.
Appreciate those. Especially the RFK.
The RFK was super
So
funny.
good.
Well, I know he was in the middle of speech of his, which, by the way, they worked. The bitch balms. I don't know. He
So
had-
it's like a bath bomb, is what he's talking about. Like,
Yeah.
but he said it's CBD infused.
Yeah, and they actually, so he had that ointment because when I injured my shoulder, I actually put some on. It helped quite a bit with like
Oh, yeah.
the swelling. So it was pretty nice. And I was never a believer. I just thought most people were just like, that's placebo effect. And
Yeah.
if placebo effects stuff placebo effects have their own place.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. But like, I actually felt it was really, really good for
Yeah.
me. But what are you grateful for?
Community, man. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for community. Grateful for you guys, and yeah, I feel like recently in the past few months, I've just been like doubling down on meeting people and artists and creatives and creative visionaries, and it's just really cool to like more surround myself with folks like that. Not that I wasn't before, but I'm just becoming even more entrenched into like that community, and it means a lot to me. So
Okay.
grateful for that.
Recently, like, do you segment your communities, like compartmentalize them? Because they're different communities, right? Like,
Yeah. What do you mean?
like, well, so the creative community, there might be musical artists, and even depending on the genre, some might not be communal,
Sure.
others might be more communal.
Sure.
Then you have visual arts,
Yeah.
where theater is very different to like painting or
Sure.
whatever. So,
Sure. Mainly art, like musical artists. I've been tapping in on Wednesdays. My buddy, his Instagram tag is Fly Nonsense. He does a virtual open mic that he hosts on Clubhouse.
okay.
So like a bunch of different artists of all sorts of genres and producers go in there and they submit a song to the email. Everyone gets their track played and then gets feedback from these different artists, and it's just really cool. Really cool to be, again, surrounded by all those people, and then two, to have your art validated by other artists is a really special thing as an artist, as opposed to just the fan or the average listener, because it's nice to bridge that gap too, but you feel intrinsically that the other artist might get it more. So I don't know, it's cool.
Okay, yeah. They just have that perspective from
Yeah.
an actual creator's
Yeah.
lens.
What did I miss? You were talking about judges or what?
No, just like he asked about gratefulness,
Yeah,
and that's
what-
what you mentioned the bath bombs, but you couldn't finish the.
Oh yeah,
So
the
if you want to
bombs.
pick up, if you want to pick up
For
from where you left
kindness,
off.
oh god. Maybe you go. Okay, I'll do a quick one. When it snows, I like shoveling people's driveways sometimes. You know what I mean?
An act
hold
of
on, hold on.
kindness.
Is that an act of kindness?
Salva is asking, did he perform at Slap Lake City?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yep,
Yeah.
I performed at a number of Slap Lake cities. Like 2 years ago now was when I was doing it heavy. Juggy gave me an opportunity, and it was in my head. It was like, if I'm going to be given an opportunity to perform, I'm not saying no. You know what I mean? That's an opportunity for me to get myself and my craft and my music in front of ears and my message in front of ears. So yeah, there's like 2 years ago where I was doing that every couple weeks. I was doing a Slap Lake City show. So shout out to you if you saw me out there doing that. Much love. Random acts of kindness. You like to shovel people's driveway?
Oh, I thought we were gonna go with Javi. You weren't gonna go with you?
Javi, what do you like to do?
Well, he had asked us about what you're grateful for, so that's what I was answering. So I hadn't answered.
What were you grateful for, us?
The hot showers.
Oh, the hot showers. Right.
Yeah.
Hot running water.
Yeah, hot running.
Yeah,
water
water
is
is.
just-
I mean, that's pretty clutch. I always talk about last time I went to Mexico. Well, it was actually for what was it? Javi, was it your? Oh no, it was our parents' like anniversary.
Like 25th or something.
And bro, like it was nice, but then we were there for what, like 2 weeks.
Dude, it was so hard to find water. Like, we
Yeah.
were drinking soda.
You're drinking soda, juice,
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't want to get water that's not bottled.
Yeah,
'cause-
so it's-
yeah.
So it's like you're getting it here and there. You're getting bottled water,
Yeah.
or they got like flavored water. So I'm like, bro, like I remember I came back to the U.S., bro. I just turned on the shower and I was just like, I just drank literally
Drinking
like
water.
for like 20 minutes, bro. I was just like gulping just shower water. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm so happy to be
Yeah,
back,
right.
you know. But I'm gonna do, let's see, random acts of kindness. Yeah, I like to do the. I have a lot of senior citizens that live around here, so I'll help them out with the snow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shoveling.
But one time I got one of my neighbors, Toretto, the one with the cars outside. Well, you haven't met
On
him.
the corner.
No, right here. His name's Toretto.
Uh-huh.
Because he fixes a lot about a lot of cars. So we saw compared to like Fast and the Furious.
Sure.
And he only has one artery that works in his vein in his
his
heart.
heart? Oh my
He's had like several heart attacks and stuff like that.
Good heavens.
So like he always like, oh, let me borrow your tools, you know. So that used to be my act of kindness. I would let him borrow like, oh, let me borrow your pressure washer. But then he
Yeah.
then returned it for like 3 months.
And you're like, I don't know if you're getting any more tools. buddy."
Yeah, so I was like, no, but he has a lot of tools, so I have to be nice, you know.
Sure. 'Cause you might need
Well,
some. Yeah.
Like there was one year I was just like shoveling all of his snow, so I was like, okay, you know, and he would never shovel mine back, you know. But one
You
year,
never shovel yours back.
yeah, I
because
was
he would
like,
have a heart attack.
Well, I mean, that isn't that
It's
part of
not-
guys, come on, you guys keep teaming up against me, man. Come on, dog.
Isn't that what
He
a
asked
random-
what my act of kindness was, okay?
Yeah, but you don't expect it.
He kindly was hoping he would reciprocate.
Thank
the
you,
gesture.
Granola.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, okay? So
Got you. Fool.
thank you, appreciate it. So one day, like, dude, it's like super cold, and it was like when one year we had like a bunch of like big snowstorms,
Yeah.
and like I'm going to work, and it's like doors like wide open, like it's cold. I'm like, dude, his like hot air is like must be just like his furnace like going on and on. I'm like, dude, I wonder like what's going on. But sometimes he'll like leave randomly. I come back from work, dude, his door is still like open. So I'm like, dude, that is kind
As
of
he's
odd,
bumping
right?
heat out of his house all day.
Well, yeah, like I didn't go inside, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I could see like the door still like the whole day it's been like open. And then like I don't hear about him. Like I send him text like, hey, is everything good or whatever? Like I don't hear anything. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird.
He's just
The next day
heating the outdoors.
his door is like it's finally closed, right?
Yeah.
And then like a week goes by. Do you have an interruption really quick?
Yeah, sorry. Salva says he's gonna reciprocate with one artery. Wild.
Hey, Simon, come on, bro.
So funny.
He could have done assaulting, right, Hoss?
Yeah, he
He
could.
could have gone a laser, right?
Pause.
Could have lasered the freaking thing.
A magnifying glass.
So it's like, so finally, like, I see him the next week, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, you've been missing. Like, I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, your door was open. I thought somebody broke in and stuff. He's like, oh, no, man. He's like, I thought I had another heart attack. So I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I had to drive myself to the University of Utah. He's like, I could barely make it there. I'm like, you could have just, like, texted me or called me. I would
Yeah,
have driven you.
knocked on-
and I would have
yeah.
done another act of kindness.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, I just, like, I barely made it. And then I passed out there at the hospital, and they had me there for a week. It's like, so I'm like, yeah, I knew. I'm like, I had a feeling something was wrong with you. He's like, yeah, and the doctor couldn't find anything wrong with me. And he actually he passed out while he was shoveling snow. And it kept snowing. He got covered in snow. So he got like,
I love how you're laughing, bro.
well, just let me finish my story,
I
homie.
know. I'm just saying.
So he gets completely like snowed over. He's just like one artery, like
On the frozen
covered
ground
in snow.
having a heart attack.
His door's like completely open, right? He wakes up, gets himself to the hospital.
Oh my
And I'm like,
God.
so did they find out what's wrong with you? He's like, yeah, they couldn't figure it out for weeks. And finally the doctor asked, he's like, is there anything that you may have taken or anything like that? He's like, and then I realized that I had made a batch of weed brownies. He's like, and I had
He
too
passed
many.
out, yeah.
He passed out. And he said the doctors just kicked him out. They're like, get out, dude. We even like,
Like, we thought for
scared of
sure
me,
you're
like, testing his
dying.
heart.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was
like
tripping. He wasn't having a
yeah,
heart
and they're
attack.
like, he's like, and they just told me like to get out, and I'm like, bro, you freaking
That's
piece of shit.
Damn, dude. I was really feeling bad for him.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing, bro.
Story. Yeah.
It was like this guy. Imagine like the doctors, bro. Like you're just like passed out.
Imagine how high you got to be to pass out in a snowstorm long enough where snow covers you.
Yeah.
Well, he
takes
only
a
has
nice
one
story,
vein,
dude.
so it probably couldn't digest it good, bro. So it was
It
like,
wasn't warm enough. It wasn't
was
even melting snow on him.
so that could have been like my neighbor. You know what I mean? It's like, man,
He didn't
passes
text you
out
'cause he didn't
shoveling
want-
snow.
He didn't want to reciprocate.
All because
later.
all because I stopped doing an act of kindness, basically. So what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
don't stop being kind. Is what I was gonna say.
No,
okay?
Nice.
All right, Javi. So you top that story, you piece of shit.
Well, I can't talk any of those stories.
I have a good one that you did
Which one?
when you played Jesus Christ, the
Oh,
Lord's
that's
only
not-
begotten Son.
Okay, but that's not random or an act of kindness.
What do you mean? Charity is the greatest act of
Yeah.
kindness.
Did you get paid for it?
No.
You told me you didn't. Exactly. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
What'd you do?
I played Jesus,
He let
bro.
the
That's
Vatican have the money. You
For
know,
what?
That's kind.
some church, bro. Like,
Wow.
So
How did
church?
you get that gig?
You're Catholic. Yeah. Tell them you got that gig. Huh?
It was a 14-year-old
It
kid
was-
too.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was given to me, bro. It's just like, hey, we need somebody to sacrifice. I'm like, I'll do it. Like, that's basically how I got the job.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that would.
No, just kidding. I think they forced me to
Okay.
play it.
You really tell us a good story. Javi. Tell us the story how it
No,
really
I
happened.
was like 15 at the time, full beard. They're like, hey, grow out your hair. I was like, okay, that's a little weird, you know?
They were grooming him. For
Yeah,
this.
they basically groomed me into being Jesus. But yeah, that's my story.
That's rough, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not that nice, Javi. Okay, so now
Well,
let's do
you
an
forced
actual,
me to tell it.
an actual random act of kindness that you've done.
Random act of kindness.
Yeah. I feel like Javi, he seems like he's a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Hobby seems like a very nice guy.
Well, I got one that'll piss you off.
Sure.
I started those pay for your coffee type things.
Oh.
And then I'm pretty sure it kept going because I don't know. It was like 5 cars deep.
So you like stayed there and watched, or what?
Yeah. I was like, I was just gonna
Gets his
I was
coffee
gonna be a
parked
piece
and
of
waits.
shit. Yeah. I wanted to see how long it would take.
Wait, where? So, like, you didn't pay for it, and you said,
No,
oh,
no,
yeah,
I
the
paid-
person behind me got
He
it?
paid for the person behind it.
I started
okay.
it and then just sat in the got my coffee, had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I had time to kill, and just watched them.
I mean, that
Hoping-
pisses us off. That's sweet.
No, but I was hoping somebody would get pissed off because somebody ordered too much. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I would have ordered like 4 coffees. on
Exactly.
gas,
That's what
for
I was
sure.
waiting for, but nothing happened. So
Granola, you cook nice things in nature or no? Like you seen that guy that he cooks?
Chefing?
Yeah.
I can, but again, depends on kind of what you're doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you're car camping and you're gonna be near your car and can bring like some heavier shit like a grill, yeah, I'll chef some shit up or tinfoil dinners. Ever
Oh,
done
the
a
hobo
tinfoil?
dinners. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
had one of those.
Those are
are
gas
nice.
for camping.
They don't have those.
And you put it in your car and stuff like that.
No, I just mean like if you're car camping, like you can bring things that you couldn't bring like in your backpack if you're
Oh.
really getting out there.
You seen the guy on YouTube that cooks stuff in the woods or no?
Maybe.
Javi, look up guy cooking stuff in the woods on rocks, dude. But
Yeah,
he
he has
makes
a massive knife.
yeah, he has like a and he oh man,
Does he whip steaks up and stuff? I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I've seen it.
and like he's like and he puts like nice butter, like fresh thyme and stuff like that. You're like, oh man,
Oh,
it's great.
yeah, I think it might be that guy. No, I don't know.
That's
that guy.
bushcraft stuff. That's not.
Yeah, I think that's like in the Middle East, isn't it, Javi? Kind of like this. See,
the good old food asthma.
like that.
wow.
Tomahawk
rock?
steak.
Yeah, dude, I want a
Or
rock
some
steak.
T-bones.
Rock fillet.
Oh no, this guy cooks like
Oh, I think he's picking out his stuff.
Picking out his
cook.
rock.
Yeah.
His
So maybe he thinks, what are those called? He thinks it's a Karen. Maybe it's a guy to the rock, huh? The whole
Yeah,
time.
it's a table.
Like that's why I want to go to nature, like to just have like a nice like breakfast. That would be nice, you know.
you ever been to Ruth's Diner up Immigration?
Yeah.
It's a nice little like in nature
Really?
breakfast diner joint.
Gravy.
I went to the Cotton Bottom. I've been to that one.
Yeah,
that one was
place
nice.
has
I've never even heard of that.
such a
place.
good burger.
It's like right by the mountain, dude.
Never heard of
That's
it.
the closest that I've gone to a mountain.
Okay.
Like I went there, but dude, you can see like the air smells good, and it's not like they have crazy food. It's just like burgers.
Sure.
That's a good burger.
drinks.
Sometimes simple's the
but
best
good
burger.
burgers.
It's like a grass-fed cow, you know?
But you go with your friends, you say, "Oh, we're gonna have a picnic or so." Like, what do you do with your friends? Like, you're gonna do like, what's like your peak season that you say, "Oh, this is like I can't wait for it to be like this season. I'm gonna go do something nice."
Sure. There are a couple different ones. I really love fall. Fall when the colors are changing is always like really special to get outside and it's not so hot. So that's really nice. And then spring as well. And then on a regular year where I have a ski pass, I look forward to winter because I love skiing, but I don't have one this year. But yeah, kind of depends. I love the spring for everything after winter has started to melt and everything becomes really green and lush. I love hiking during the spring. It almost feels like we're kind of in like Oregon hiking. Everything's so green and lush. And then again, yeah, fall. I love the colors changing too. So those are probably my favorite seasons to hike in and get outside.
But you tell your friends like, "Hey, we're gonna have a picnic," or you guys don't do that kind of activities. Like you don't
Yeah.
cook, or you don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna." Like what are maybe like your top 3 things that you can cook? You can cook something nice like breakfast
Okay.
or dinner. Are you more of a
Sure.
brunch kind of guy or?
Dinner. I can whip up a good steak. I can whip up good mashed potatoes. I love. This isn't hard to make by any means, but I love a chicken pesto pasta.
Oh, nice.
It's killer. That Kirkland pesto from Costco. Chef's kiss.
And you do that with your friends. You say, "Hey, we're gonna make a
I'm
little."
more my girl than like friends, but I lived at a house a couple years ago that we had buddies that would bring over like weekly for like communal dinners. So
Oh,
that was
that's
really
nice.
cool. Yeah, but haven't done a lot of that since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what is it like? How long you know how to do? Like you take coals, or how do you cook it up in the mountains? Like
Oh, in the mountains.
yeah, or you
Kinda
just do it over the
depends.
fire.
Yeah,
or-
over the fire, or you don't. Yeah, you wouldn't want to take coals probably unless you're like car camping, just because they're heavy. You don't want to pack them with you. So either like on a fire, or if you're like backpacking, typically you have a jet boil, which is just a little tiny stove that you hook up a little thing of propane, and it can heat up a pot and like the astronaut or the army meals for like backpacking. So you just water and pour the thing in a pot, heat it up, and you're good to go.
You ate one of those, the army meals?
Oh yeah, I've eaten those.
You have them at your house or no?
No, I don't think I have. Maybe in a backpack somewhere.
Oh,
but
you
not
said you
like-
eating those too?
Yeah, I have
also?
several at home.
How come you never bring them?
They're for survival.
Huh?
not
But don't they go
great.
bad? They don't go expired? Like,
They
oh.
last 25 years.
Really? That's the shelf life, 25 years?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
On the ones I have, they're 25 years.
And how
I
many
eat them
more
just
years
to
do they
taste
have
which one I
left?
like.
Sure.
They've probably 10.
You have 10 left?
10 years
Oh,
left.
10
I have
years.
way more than 10 left.
I just
But
bought
they-
mine, so we're good.
You bought one too, Javi?
Yeah, I bought a
Yeah,
couple.
they have a.
Oh, yeah?
I buy one every year and then I'll eat some throughout the year, so they're not like a restock or
And
whatever.
the back, like, it has a lot of sodium and stuff like that?
They
Or
have a
what's it?
ton of sodium.
Ton of protein, too, though.
Yeah, they
Most
have
some of
a
them.
like strawberries and cream oatmeal one. That's probably my favorite one.
Oh,
It's a breakfast one. That one's super good.
Do you think we can do what's up?
Mike, sorry, can you pull it up a little
Yep.
bit?
Word.
Thank you.
Do you think we could do like what are the top? Because one thing about nature that's nice, like the top snacks to take on nature.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, because dude, for Latino people, it's like I don't know. I don't want to like do a blanket statement. You know what I mean? But it's like we wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go in the middle of the woods. But there's like, oh, we're gonna drive by the mountain and maybe park, you know, off to the side.
All right.
But they would do like a sandwich. You get like a French bread, fried chicken. From Albertsons. You throw it in there, some Valentina, some cheese,
Okay.
avocado,
We're making chicken cutlets on
and
the
then
mountain.
you just boom, you just like park, and then like, or sometimes your parents don't even let you get out of the car. You know, like, oh, the woods, somebody's gonna take you. You know, they just roll down the window.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you're nice, they roll it all the way down. It's like, and now you can get some mountain air and you can eat your sandwich. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then you go hit up some yard sales. You know what I mean? I
love it.
That was a nice.
I
sandwich.
As
like
a Puerto
that.
Rican, I can confirm just none of the Valentina sauce.
Just
Yeah, we don't have that.
Nah, I like that. Yeah.
So what would you say maybe for you? And I guess that
That's
wasn't like
really
a
ours.
snack.
We
but-
go to like Smith's or Albertsons and
Yeah.
get that like
Yeah.
the fried chicken with like the bread, and some deli meats or cheeses, and make like cold. The only time I care for cold sandwiches because I like hot sandwiches, and you have just nice set of chips next to it.
Yeah.
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 There's just some things like that
PB&Js.
in nature that hit. Oh yeah, PB&J in nature. Like if you are on a trip that's like 2-3 days, you know, and like oh you just like you've been walking or the
Yeah.
whole time,
You got a PB&J in
and
the
you sit
stash
down
for
and
you.
it's like oh and Cheetos even, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
PB&J, you're like oh man, it tastes so
Fruit
good.
too. Fruit when you're in nature, like especially
Fruit?
if
Fruit,
you've
yeah.
hiked or like been hiking,
Like an orange
something,
to peel?
yeah, something about having an orange when you're hiking or an apple.
I prefer
is
the apple, yes.
So good, yeah, really good.
And you
Love
know
that.
like you know enough about like oh this bush can do this and stuff like
Hell
that.
no, I would love
No?
to. I would love to, but no, I don't know enough about edible foliage or. No, I
No?
want to learn.
Do you know what not to touch and stuff like that? Or
I know what poison ivy and poison oak looks like, but it's about the extent of it. And I know not to eat mushrooms because I don't know enough about them.
yeah.
Those are my blanket rules, my cover my ass rules.
That would be funny if you just go to like a Texas Roadhouse and they're like, "You want onions and mushrooms?" No, I brought my own.
Actually,
You just forage them. You know? Just throw it on top.
That's what they had a video of a guy who went to one of those what are the Asian grills? You know when they do
You're talking about the
they have a table like this.
yeah, the hibachi.
Hibachi,
Yes,
yeah. And then
yeah.
they have like the Mexicans they go and they take tortillas, you know?
They do not. They
Yeah,
put
hey, pull it
tortillas.
up. Yeah, they
disrespectful.
take, like,
yeah.
dude, hibachi tortillas, bro. They take tortillas in there and they're
Hibachi
like
tortillas.
now they're making whatever hibachi tacos, you know what I mean?
disrespectful, man.
I know that. I was gonna say the poor chefs are probably.
You know the Asians don't like that
I
one
was
bit.
gonna say
You know, they
that.
don't.
I know that.
Why would you go there and then do that though? I mean, I'm sure that's just for the video, but there are people that do this for real. Like they can't.
Well,
go
look,
a
it's
day
the old
without-
man, dude.
He can't go a day without his
He's
tortilla.
putting it
Or is that
on
an
the
Asian
grill.
guy? Let's see.
He's putting them on the grill. That's the best part. He's like, "Hey, could you scoot that over? I need my tortilla station."
It
Right
looks like he
here."
has 2 corn and 1 flour tortilla even.
I would throw some salmonella on there, you know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah, an undercooked chicken. You know.
I would want to do orange juice in nature. That'd be nice, you know?
Yeah.
Get some orange juice going. Well, what's your snack that you said you would take? Like,
PB&J, orange or apple. Some fruit. I like fruit. Hiking.
you know, I like fruit, but and this is probably sounds like so stupid, but it's like I like fruit. I just don't like cutting it.
I hear that. Well, you don't. I mean,
That's why I don't eat it. You
That's
know?
why I
It's
love
like,
apples though, because you
Yeah.
can just
Eat-
bite
pick it
into
up and throw
Yeah.
away the.
or an orange is the same. I mean,
Yeah,
you
just
gotta
peel
peel
it.
it.
Yeah.
You know what sucks? Does this ever happen to you guys? Because sometimes I get like when it's apple season, I buy the bag like from Macy's.
Yeah.
But sometimes I forget to check it, and like there'll be some of the bottom ones just starting to go like
Oh yeah,
bad.
bad.
Yeah, they're
That's
all-
so
And then I'm like,
frustrating.
oh, I trust it. You know, I just got it from a store. I go and get one. I just get like a nasty.
No, I'm very picky about my apples, so I have to
You
like
go
inspect
look
it
and inspect
first.
and
Yes.
stuff like that. You ever found anything cool inside of a house or no?
Not cool. I just if it's a bad bag or a bad apple, I'll just put it back and grab a nice one.
There was somebody that bought salmon that was returning it at the store, and it was it had one of those worms in it, bro.
Saw that video.
So I had that, and then I just bought a hot sauce.
You had that?
No, I had a hot sauce, and the thing was open, dude. I came here, I was like, the seal was busted, and I still like tasted it. I was like, oh, what if somebody poisons me or something like that? You know what I mean?
I hope no one's poisoning your hot sauce, dog.
No, but it was like one of the fresh ones, like the Jose Olays.
Oh,
you know what I'm
sure.
talking about?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
you get in the like the nicer section.
Yeah, sure.
So I got one of those, and yeah, like the inside was open. I was like, oh damn, I don't know. And then it's weird to return stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Especially food like that. You're like, fuck.
yeah,
I'll just
like
throw this
I don't
shit
want to
away.
go
Yeah.
back
Next
with like a
time I
thing of
need it.
chicken. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of more of like, bro, like you would return something like that.
I have before, where
Chicken, I think I would meat or something more than like a sauce or something else. Like if
Yeah.
I buy a steak or
Oh yeah, I think
few
a steak,
chicken
yeah.
breasts and they're bad, I'm bringing, yeah, hell yeah, give me that $15-$12 back.
It just feels so weird to carry like your.
it might feel
open bag
weird,
of
but I mean, if you
chicken,
think about
know?
it from a public safety perspective, let's say that there was one of those recalls that they should be doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if not enough people report it, then so many go by and people just
Eat
I don't
that
know,
shit.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because if they can report that to the manufacturer, like, hey, we had X amount returned to us, and they
Yeah.
get those numbers back and like, oh, this
That's-
happened, let's recall back, and that might help save some people.
Yep, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
like the thing with the broccoli. You saw that, Javi? They had the broccoli that was like killing people. I was
So
like, dude,
much.
how did broccoli? How can that kill people?
So
Yeah.
many things these days. It's really kind of, it's almost eerie. It seems like the upcycle of that kind of news in the last month,
Yeah.
like on my social media at least.
No,
I'm
I
seeing,
feel you. Yeah, I feel like everything's at least once has had a recall in the last 6 months. And
Yeah, but
Yeah.
broccoli is crazy. Like imagine broccoli,
broccoli's
bro.
crazy.
It's like
I avoided broccoli because it would make me gassy,
Sure.
like not because
Yeah.
I thought it would kill me.
Sure.
broccoli and planes. You know, right now, like, bro, I do not want to take a plane.
What do you guys
seen
think
all-
about that? What's your
Like,
take
that's
on all that?
crazy, bro. Like,
you don't think? I don't know. I read something saying that hey, we might be getting hacked, and the government's not saying anything.
oh, that they're hacking like the planes,
The planes and
shit?
stuff. Because there was another one like just yesterday?
Recently that
Yeah,
just died bomb.
dude.
And the two
That's
escaped,
the
right?
one-
Like they were able to eject their seat.
No, this is another one. It happened like in Toronto or whatever.
Damn.
The plane is like upside down on a lake,
Oh my
like a frozen
gosh.
lake. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, what the
And
hell
the
is
people
going
made
on?
it or no?
No, I don't know. Like I knew there was a few people injured, but I didn't get like the
Full
actual
story.
report. Yeah.
Also, like, you never hear like, oh, this is, you know how cars are like, oh, get the 2025 Honda CRV.
Where's
Like,
the
you don't hear that.
2025 Boeing?
You don't hear that with the planes.
Yeah,
like,
right? Yeah.
you don't know how old the planes are. Like, and I feel like anytime that I've been on a new plane, that's like the ones that has the most issues too.
Yeah.
Like, you go on an airport, it's like the plane inside looks new, but they're like, we're going to be departing late. We got a couple of delays with the right wing or
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. You're like, well, it's a
what?
brand new plane.
Yeah, figure
But I don't
shit
feel
out.
like they don't like.
Yeah, the FAA does have regulations on the amount of years
You can.
it can be in service, and
Sure.
every so often, like within I don't know if it's a certain time frame or how many flights, they do have to do upgrades.
They
on
were
it.
they
I've
retire
seen-
the plane.
Yeah, they'll retire the plane eventually.
But
Gus.
even after the whistleblowers, right, dude? Like, what happened to those Boeing guys?
Nothing.
Aren't they dead?
Or, yeah.
Oh, the whistleblowers,
Yeah.
yes, but not like I meant like the company. They're still fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Oddly enough,
Right?
That's
yeah.
a little. That's a little
Interesting how
funny.
that happens,
Yeah.
right?
You like that kind of stuff, like conspiracies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I get a little more
Yeah.
into it than
What are some of the cool ones that maybe we don't know? Like some maybe of their nature or
the
like,
laser shit was one that came to my mind.
The one with the
earlier.
fires?
that you can see the
No,
Matrix.
Yeah, seeing the Matrix
Oh,
through the
it's
lasers. Not
crazy.
that I like have done that or subscribe, like, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, this is crazy. I don't know. I'm just like, I've gotten to a point in my life, and I think a lot of people have after COVID and the pandemic, where being a conspiracy, having ideas like that are counter to what the
Yes.
society is telling us to believe, isn't
Too crazy.
isn't crazy. Like, it's not crazy that they're going to tell us a bold-faced lie right to our face, and to think that it is crazy for them to do that. That's
Crazy.
Yeah, that's more crazy
Yeah.
to me. So it's like, yeah, the plane thing. I think we might have a little breach, but what's the government gonna do? Tell us that China's breaching our airway system?
they're not gonna say
No,
that.
it's gonna send us into chaos.
Yeah,
you know, what I
you know how
mean?
much billions of dollars are gonna get lost. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not doing. But I just hope that those conversations going on in the background are being productive, because if it is that, it's going to be planes falling out of the sky. You know what I mean? And when we need them, not just like, And it could be any plane. It's like, oh, President Trump is in his private plane. You know what I mean? It's like it can be anyone if they're hacking into the equipment of the aircraft. Sketchy shit. Yeah, I question things I believe when they're told to me. I don't really believe shit off the gate unless it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of sometimes believe everything. What's kind of crazy is that I guess we have the most access to look stuff up than ever before.
Information.
But then we get bombarded with so many things that it's like
harder to find truth.
Yeah, and also
Or
to
you
even
can't
just stick to
focus.
the subject. Yeah, exactly, to stick to the subject, right? So it's like the whole thing with the drones, like when that was happening, it's like everybody, like it was big for a week,
Sure.
and then everybody forgot
Even the
about
LA
it.
fires. I haven't heard people talk about the
Yeah.
LA fires for a week.
How about another one similarly was like that dude that murdered the CEO of the
Yeah,
bank
that's
company.
been done and
yeah.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you
that
think
one,
that's
the
a
guy
co-
that blew up the truck in the,
Yeah,
remember?
well, I mean, you think it's a coincidence that the day after that happened, there was 15 to 25 news stories about it, and then 3 days following social media's reaction to those news stories, glorifying this man and championing him for what they do? You think it's a coincidence that we didn't hear anything else about it? No, it's like the society's like, oh, okay, we just egged them on. We didn't think that's the response we were gonna get. We better sweep this under the rug.
Yeah.
Dead this real quick before
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
else gets
It's like,
deaded.
oh, who else? Who's next? Yeah, dude.
I feel
Well,
you.
what's crazy is like you don't know until like we die. You know what I mean? Like the MK Ultra stuff. Like now they show like some of the people that, like I was like watching this video. It was like this. It was like this group of doctors had a son, and they were having it grow with like a baby chimp at the same time.
Like as a brother, or what do you mean?
Yeah, as a sibling, like to grow at the
interesting.
same time to see if they can develop like
The chimp can?
if they
Develop
could
the
develop like the
mannerisms.
chimp to be kind of like the human.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like so
how-
maybe it'll get the mannerisms from the kid and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and vice versa. But it was like more like damaging the kid.
Sure.
You know, and they literally just had a kid, like an offspring.
He's like, yeah, I want someone to play with. This is just a monkey that can't talk.
But they even had the kid just so they could do the test with the monkey.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
they didn't even have the kid to just have the kid.
Sure.
They're like, oh, we're gonna try to see if we can connect like the ape to the, you know, so that
so they can see evolution in real time.
yeah,
like
to
some
see
sort-
if it's like if they can make it like evolve or something like that.
It's like some Elon Musk baby. What's his baby's name?
Isn't it X?
Yeah.
It's like a formula, but it ends up
Yeah.
being X or something
Yeah.
like that.
I think that one's crazy. The one that nobody talks about anymore that I think is dope is clones. You know what I mean? Like,
That's one that
Bro,
we heard a lot
that
about in
one's
like the late
crazy.
2000s, like 2008.
yeah, it
through
was
2012,
all the time when we were kids.
Early
remember?
2010s, and
They
then
had-
it just went away.
You want to pull
Dead.
it up on YouTube? Remember, it was like the sheep that was so famous. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, they cloned the
big
sheep.
sheeps, and that was like 10 years ago. What the hell do you think?
Yeah, it's
they're
only gotten better
cloning
now.
Yeah, that was
Right?
in the. You said in the 2000s?
I think
Yeah, I
maybe like
remember.
late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I think it was in the
Oh.
90s, bro. Like,
That was one of the things that they were talking about. I don't know if
yeah, it was that one. Look, 1996. See?
They,
Her name is Dolly, 7 months old. She may not be the monster imagined in science fiction
1996,
fantasy.
96, bro.
Yet the
That's
Tudley
28
Fish
years
Dorset
ago.
landmark
Yeah.
That's a
represent
full-grown
major
animal.
landmark in the history of genetic engineering. On an ordinary farm in Scotland, scientists say a clone was created from a single cell taken from the udder of a sheep. The embryo
See,
was
from
then
udder,
implanted
bro,
in a
that's
surrogate,
crazy.
making an exact genetic copy of its so-called mother. Scientists hail it as a triumph for research in aging medicine and genetics.
Well, that was one. It resurfaced for a moment, but to your point, that it feels like it gets swept under the rug.
Yeah.
So if you look at Biden towards the end, when like the two sides were fighting back and forth and like claiming certain things, where Biden they claimed it was either like someone wearing a mask.
Oh, they were saying that he
or
was a
they
clone
cloned
or something
him,
like that?
and that guy went through like a different growth spurt because he's even taller and all. It's kind of nuts to see, and then they put the faces side by side, and structurally they're similar, but they're still off.
Yeah, yeah.
So cloning, at least when I was reading on like Twitter and stuff like that, was starting to pick up steam again. But to your point, it's just been pushed away.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
See, but
That's
yeah, it's
but,
crazy.
See, I don't believe on that you could clone something but clone them to like the last stage, though. You know what I mean? Like unless it's like
I know
a-
that's
Maybe
that's
it's
why like the
animatronic.
face
It
masks
could
were
be a
yeah, like a
full-scale
stunt
robot.
double or somebody
Yeah,
where
look what Jim Henson was able to do in the 80s.
Yeah,
With like
right.
the Ninja Turtles. They still look good. You can see some of the seams and
Sure.
stuff, but to your point again, we're 33 decades later, 30 years later, it's only gotten better.
Yeah.
You would make a clone of yourself, dude. I think what would be creepy is like I guess everybody wants to ask the clone like if they have a soul, you know, or even an animal. Like, how do you know if the animal has the compass of like where to migrate? You know, what predator's like a predator or whatever. Like,
Sure.
So
like
like, you're like retaining information from the original. Is
yeah,
that
like how much like of your your natural instinct do you transfer over? Because to fully clone, like you still have to be inseminated like into like the mother. So
Sure.
you still have like the genetic pool of a real thing,
Yeah,
and then the
sure.
cells from like the thing that's being cloned.
Well,
Yeah.
and to your point, like the clone, we're made up of who we are because of our experiences. If you clone someone, what's that gap? Because they don't have like again, if you were to clone an adult,
Yeah.
Well, as
what
dumb
is
as
that?
this sounds, this is where Pokemon, the first movie,
Okay,
breaches that with Mewtwo. Did you ever watch that or no?
maybe I don't remember though.
Go watch it. You might enjoy that fact alone. Like
Okay.
that's his basis of his creation is the basis of his torture.
Okay,
So it's like he viewed himself almost as not even real because he didn't have the experience of like living through everything. He was just bred in a lab.
yeah.
And that's like the point
His
of the story.
villain arc.
As dumb as it sounds, it's a kids movie.
Yeah, no,
but that's
I
the
love
basis of the
some- I
story.
love some Pokemon
You should
shit.
watch it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a good one. It's the first movie.
Okay.
But have you seen? I've read some of those stories where people get like a organ transplant, and then they'll get dreams.
And they have like the dreams
stuff.
of the donor.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And
I haven't
so
heard
a friend
about
of a very close family friend, they had, I'm not going to say even which organ because I don't want to identify, but
Sure.
they, and I won't even specify gender, they had a organ
Yeah.
like transplanted into them. I'm waiting to see if I can ask to see if they eventually
felt-
experience something
Yeah.
like that.
Because you can experience that, or even like the food that they like
Sure.
taste, you
Yeah.
know,
That's
like
interesting.
different taste buds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder based on what like organ, like if
Yeah, is it
like
different
is it
from...
relative to the organ? Like is if you got a new heart, are you experiencing more of those connections in this way versus if you're getting a new liver from someone else or a kidney?
Yeah, because you think the heart, that's where you experience a lot of emotional changes, right? But a kidney's function is to just filter the body.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe that could even do trauma, like if that person
Sure.
had
Well,
even
there's
one taste of
certain-
liquor and that threw off their whole like a week or something. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
And there's like emotional trauma that definitely gets stored in the body too, and that's not something you can like quantify when you're doing any sort of transplant. You know,
Pretty
what I mean?
nuts.
I was watching this, I don't know, it's like a video or something like that, but they were talking about how there's the, or maybe it would have been one of those things, like I kind of get in the algorithm too sometimes of like weird theories or whatever, but they were saying like sometimes that the, like in modern time right now, we have so much information and so much, like you said, more susceptible to like the traumas and like so much shit going on with too much information that we can't process that like your heart is starting to become like a second brain basically too, that it's starting to store like a lot of extra
That's really
stuff that
interesting.
your brain can't
Internal.
yeah, and that supposedly like that used to be like also like I guess a bigger purpose for your actual heart back in the day, you know what I mean, like in the
Interesting.
prehistoric
or
days. That's why you see it like
ancestrally.
everywhere where it's like, oh, the heart is like so important and stuff like that, and then like with us it's like, oh, it's like the brain, right?
I wonder if that would increase coronary disease or reduce it. Because it's taking on more stress, right?
Yeah, it's
Maybe,
making your
but
heart
maybe it's-
larger.
Maybe it's also like building up its own immunity by
Evolution of sorts.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
No,
Do you
that is
guys
interesting.
believe? You believe in all like those guys like Walt Disney? Like, oh, if they're gonna tell you, oh, I'm gonna freeze you, you know what I mean? That
Free-
you would
like
do
get-
something like that, or
I don't know. Get
I
frozen?
wouldn't do it.
Nah, I don't think so either. I want to get made into a tree.
they pay for it? It's in your insurance. You got nice insurance.
I mean, I guess I don't lose out on anything, but no, I don't. If
No?
I'm dead, I'm done.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the point of life.
You know how crazy it would be to wake up in 100 years, 200
In the
years
Matrix or
in
something?
the future, and like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
for
don't-
what?
That don't sound worth
Because
it.
then most people that I know would be dead.
Hey,
Yeah,
I've seen
everyone, yeah.
Idiocracy. I'm not living through that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't even want to get cloned. Like maybe, hey, I want to get cloned.
Cloned? Hell no.
No.
No. 101, baby.
Agreed.
Oh, but it's like, what if you're cloned? He can be a little bit different. He's more like a twin. You know what I mean? Like,
Hell no.
because sometimes like my superpower sometimes will be. So maybe you can relate as an artist because like sometimes it's like there's only one of you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you need help, but it's like, oh, nobody
if I had
understand the
enough-
process
yeah.
more than me,
Yeah.
and nobody understands my vision more than me.
Yeah.
So maybe if you could maybe replicate or I don't know, maybe not a clone, but you could morph into like that kind of superpower. Like,
Sure.
I think that would be like a dope superpower to have. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I totally agree with you. More practically, I like I try to do that, just devil's advocate in my head with my thoughts or like direction. You know, I'm a big like try to look at both sides of the coin or options kind of guy. So it's like if I'm looking at something, I'm gonna also say, well, if I felt this opposite way about it, would I still be doing the same thing or move about it the same way? I don't know, just to try to again form a more cohesive direction.
Yeah, but that's the idea of other people, right? Like not yourself. Because if you just think normal thought process does make sense, but to like I don't know,
Outside perspective.
like the best artists, don't they get ideas from other people who don't have their perspective or experience?
Absolutely.
Or like Pharrell Williams and all, like they just talk to others, try different genres, and then they end up creating some of the best like cool stuff from it.
I think I saw that. Reminds me of, I want to say it was a track on the end of a recent Evidence album, but he had this sample, and I'm not even sure who it was that the guy was talking, but he talks about artistry and like there being 3 stages of artistry, and the first is imitation, right? Like as an artist, you see another person or a figure or someone doing art, and you're like, I want to make art like that. And then you start making art, and that's like phase 2 is like emulation, where you're making art that's kind of just derivative from that. You haven't really pulled your own self into it. And then the third step is emulation, I think, where you've drawn from creative inspirations, but now you're embodying your own art through that expression as opposed to pulling from someone else.
Wait, what was the
directly.
second step? So first was imitation, second was emulation?
First step is shit, I'm lost in my sauce. Yeah, I think the second, I don't know.
Yeah, I know imitation you said was first, but then I think you said emulation both.
I said emulation twice for
Yeah.
the next 2. What? Because to emulate is to try to be like something,
Correct.
and then it's the third one that I'm missing. Embodiment.
Okay.
For off top, I don't know how
Sure.
he puts it, but yeah, just like doing your own thing that's you've grown something that started from the art of someone else's into your own tree or whatever, your own thing.
Do you remember like the first song that you listened to that was like, oh dang, this song's crazy? Or maybe like one song that you know that it was like for me, like one song that always like the first song that I heard that blew my mind.
Yeah.
It was like I've always liked music growing up, but for me it was Led Zeppelin, Whole Lot of Love. Like I had moved to the U.S. and I was my dad. He has like a big collection of music, and I just took one of the tapes.
Yeah.
And it just happened to play that song Whole Lot of, and it's like the first time I ever heard like an electric guitar, and the song's crazy. It's like a crazy good song.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know what it was. You know, I'm like, damn, what the hell is this? Remember, I hid the cassette. I kept it. You know, and I remember I told my grandma, she came from Mexico. I was like, oh, I gotta tell my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, you're gonna love this. You know, and I like crank it, dude. And then it gets to like the guitar solo and stuff like that, and the drum solo when it's like, dude. And my grandma, she beat the shit out of me. She's like, why are you listening to this style of music? Blah, blah. But to me, like, even now when I play that song, I'm like, it takes me to that moment of like, man, that was so crazy. Like when you like experience that.
Bob Marley for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pops put me on to Bob, my whole family, but my mom as well. A lot growing up when I was young. Like reggae was and Bob were a foundation of like putting me on to music, as well as I kind of traced back where I clung to lyrics and meaning in songs, and that transitioned again into the emulation of me wanting to do that through my own art as I developed and found my sound. So yeah, Bob was huge for me.
Is there specific moments or certain memories that you have or anything like that from?
I've got one specific moment. I remember being really young, and I think I was in the parking lot of a Target with my mom and my dad, and I was in the back seat. My mom went into Target, and I think my pops was playing like, I want to say Buffalo Soldier, but I'm not sure. But some Bob Marley song, and you know, I'd listened to this stuff for years prior already, but he like looked back in the back seat and was like, "What do you think he's talking about?" And I remember that so specifically because it really just like blew up my whole world of.
You had
listening.
never listened to music like to find meaning in it.
Yeah, for the lyrics and what they're talking about is more just about the feel of the instruments and the whole thing cohesively. So yeah, that like shook my whole understanding and interpretation of music and how powerful it can be.
He was a laser.
Yeah, yeah, right. So that was something big for me, like an instance I can remember from young on that shaped how important music is to me and how powerful I found out it could be.
What about you, Jose? Remember something like that, like for a song?
It's the song I play every Christmas around like when it's
El Grande Cardenalito, or which
well,
one?
no, that one's special for sure for other reasons, but it's Hector Lavoe. He was a Puerto Rican salsero, like he'd sing salsa, and just he has a song called Canto a Borinquen, which it's Christmas because he says Merry Christmas at the beginning of it, but I mean the rest of the song is just about like the island and how he's like spiritually attached to the island and what it means to him, and that he's like, when I die, I'm gonna look over the island and take care of it, type of thing. So it's like almost that spiritual connection from where you're from.
And the land,
And not just like that concept of the lyrics. I didn't understand when I was a kid. It was just the audio of it, right? Like you have the brass instruments like trombone, trumpet, and then you have we have a guitar, but it has a 4-string guitar only, so it's called the Cuatro de Four.
Okay.
And Joe Motoro, he's like the most famous guitar player from the island.
Okay.
And he like has like his little solo part that you hear in the background. So it's like just the levels of all those music coming in, and they called him Lavoe is his last name, but they called him The Voice, which La Voz. Like we say it without the Z at the end, so we say Lavoe. So it's like, ironically enough, the most famous one who had the best voice, last name is The Voice, from a pun perspective. So like all of that together as a kid, with the exception of me understanding the lyrics, I'm like, this is crazy.
Wow,
this song is
it.
fantastic. Yeah. So
That's
like
right.
it blew my. So you'd hear it on the speakers, and you'd hear the mids, the lows, the highs, and then
What
just like
era
the,
is this?
Oh, the sound.
This is before I was born. This had to
like
be like
70?
Yes, yes.
Because those records. Are
My
just,
dad was a kid when that song came out.
Sure. Yep.
And so like that's you go to the island on Christmas time, you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
It's whether you want to hear it, unless you're
Sure.
completely secluded in your Airbnb, you're going to hear that.
It's the Mariah Carey of Puerto Rico.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
His whole album, yeah.
That's fire. Send it to me. I'd love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to pick.
I'll send it to you. But yeah, that's the one for me.
Do you have one, Javi, or no? Like that you remember, or like a good memory with music? Like, do you remember? Oh, this was.
I think it would have to be like Pepe Aguilar. Like on the road trips to Mexico, it would take like 2 days or whatever. And we wouldn't, like back then it was only CDs. So then we would have to listen to that thing like for 2 straight days.
Oh, when you only had one CD.
Yeah, so like at
Damn,
first
bruh.
you'd get annoyed, but then like after this, like you're just like,
You're just in.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
like and not only that, like, yeah, like it wasn't until I got older that I started appreciating like, oh, like at first it was like the feeling or whatever. And then like, I don't know, we would spend the summer in Mexico, so like you just being drenched in like that kind of music anyway.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it was just, you start picking up on like, I was like around the age where like I started to like girls or whatever, so you're like, oh, okay, like I could play
Oh,
this.
he's being a
you know
little
what
bit
I
of
mean?
a pervert
Yeah,
for
little-
feelings.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, he's like a hopeless romantic and shit. Like,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. So yeah, I think that would be it for me.
What you laughing at?
Sorry. I don't know. I randomly saw this Costco card, and then I saw your picture on it. It just made me laugh. I mean, you can look at it too. I'm not gonna withhold that from you. but
Yeah, I was big,
that's
bro. I was
clearly,
selling
like-
cars.
Wow.
So BP
That's
666.
wow. I don't know. It just I randomly saw because you're always like, "Can you take me to Costco?" And you have this Costco
You've
card
had a
on.
Costco
Yeah, that's the closest
Yeah.
I've gone to Costco since like 2015. You piece of shit.
You look like you had the lab glasses on, like the chemistry lab.
Yeah,
glasses.
this one the small frames were in. You know?
Let's talk about your music.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him
go ahead.
about your music because I was bumping. It's your album. What's the name? I'm trying to remember.
Outside the
Not
norm?
the EP. Yeah, that one.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was trying to listen to it, but I wasn't paying attention to like the lyrics. It's like you put me almost like in a. It was weird because right now we were talking about vibes. Yours was
Trance.
very like, yeah, it was kind of like that. So like I was like, oh damn, like I don't know how you got. Because I think that's always kind of hard to figure out as an artist, is like whatever your vibe is. But yours almost, it got to the point where I almost felt like I was listening to. You know when you play like background stuff, like either like a waterfall or something that it's like, oh, I can just. It sounds like
Tap out
soothing
it,
in
yeah.
your ear. That's how it sounded.
Cool.
You know, so it was like lo-fi, and then like your lyrics,
Yeah.
like everything like mixed so good that I was like, I almost like didn't. It's not that I didn't tune out, but it was. It just kind of became part of my head, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's kind of what I was going for with that. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, that was. They're all specifically like lo-fi beats. Like that's what I was looking
Nice.
for. And when I was making that project, it was at a time where that was like really blowing up instrumentally, and
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if these can have YouTube channels with thousands of members viewing them live at any point during the day, why are there no artists spitting? Why are there no rappers spitting on these beats? Why are they just so lush and beautiful instrumentals? And I couldn't find cats that were really spitting on them. So I was like, yeah, dude, these speak to my pen anyway. I'm just going to write to them. And yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that. Like,
because even your melody, so because it's not like you're just spitting, right? Because you're having like your melodies, kind of how it's mixed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it all kind of just blends like in your head. So I was like,
thanks, man.
Bro.
I appreciate that. Like, I want it to be like taken like that. That's a project that I have a lot to say on there too, but I think more cohesively I wanted it to just be something you can listen to. I want music that gives you the option. Like, it's so melodic and so tight that you don't have to listen to the lyrics, and you're just as satisfied as if you're a lyrics guy listening to it, taking in everything I'm saying. Like, I want to check both of the boxes. That's something I try to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you take so you mentioned lo-fi. Do you like, the only one I know by name is New Jobbies.
Yeah.
And that's because he had his hand in Samurai Champloo.
Yep.
So that's one of my favorite shows.
Yep.
But like, do you listen to other things like, I don't know what the subgenres. There's so many subgenres. But like Tame Impala, how they're like currents, and like that's an album where I listen to it. And to his point, I've listened to it enough times now. I know what he's saying on some of the songs, but with the first few listens,
just get lost.
it was so nice to just, I don't know, melt. I guess
absolutely.
the preconceived notions of music and just listen to the vibe of it all.
Yeah, and it kind of erodes time too, in a special way when you're listening to music like that. Like, no, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what what artists, I guess, outside? I mean, you can use those two as well. Those are the only two I can name by name.
Sure. New Jabs, or new, however you correctly pronounce
I think
their
it's
name.
New Jobbies, but I don't know.
Sure, I'm not super.
New Jabes.
I don't know.
He's Japanese, I believe.
A pioneer of like that lo-fi sound. That's a huge one. Jay Dilla was kind of a pioneer of that too before it even became a thing. That's like kind of where people, I feel like, in the lo-fi scene started to pull loosely from that to evolve into like the lo-fi that we know and love. Off top, there's a number of cats. Honestly, on YouTube, I found a lot of German producers. When like most of those beats on that Outside the Norm tape were with a cat named Flughand, who I met, who's in East Germany. So, yeah. All over the globe. I don't know. Off top, I can't think of a whole lot of like lo-fi artists in that pocket. That's another reason I was trying to do it, is because it was like all these people are listening to this anyway and vibing to this while they study or write or do homework. Why don't I give them the same thing with a story?
Nice.
Yeah.
And did it take you a while to know like, hey, this is how you craft it? You know what I mean? This is how you craft it. This is like how you play to all of this and stuff like that. Like, how did you become? It's like a thing where you have to become cognizant of things, right? Where it's like, okay, I got to make something that people will listen to or like, but it's like also like you have to become. I think that sometimes that's hard for artists. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like there's a lot of artists that make stuff that they like.
Yeah.
Which obviously is like, you want to make something that's still you.
Absolutely.
You know, but there's also it's for others to consume.
Middle ground. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what kind of flip for you of like, oh, I'm gonna make a project like this. Like, nobody's listening, like you said, the lo-fi part, but also like how you built that.
Sure. I think specifically again for like that album and that directive, I was thinking about cats like J. Cole or Mick Jenkins or Mos Def or Yasin Bey now, or a number of lyricists, and I think it comes with trial and error, really. Like, I'm doing things over and over until it starts to catch, and then okay, I didn't like master this thing in this song, but there's a bit of this song direction that I know in 5 more songs when I'm doing a similar vibe, I know better where to take that next song. I don't know, I try to look at it as like an analogy of a tree. As an artist, I'm a tree, and I have branches or facets of my sound and my craft and what I'm able to do that I grow. And some artists really focus on only growing one branch of their tree, but I want to be something that, I've got things everywhere in different bags everywhere. I want to be a utility knife.
but also while being yourself, because I think that's
Yeah.
that's what's hard now. It's like
Yeah.
and we had the street sweepers on here, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's like one thing that we kind of touched on is like sometimes people just kind of want to make something for a trend or
Absolutely.
to go on that wave, and then there's
Yeah.
like, well, that wasn't even part of your sound, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
you kind of
absolutely.
pander to something, and it's like, well, now I don't know, like how can you even carry that momentum? I feel like you just have to be, to your point, like good all around to be able to kind of almost do everything. you
And
know?
it's losses and lessons, you know what I mean? Like it's doing things that you're not super proud of just because you learned how, when you're in, again, that same pocket for the next song, where you actually want to take it or how to improve, or from a marketing standpoint, if you made an investment and it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to, well, okay, now I know that making this kind of investment at this time might not work out for me as well. Yeah.
How long have you been doing music?
I started when I was 14, so like going on 15 years.
Okay, so there's parts where maybe they feel a little bit automatic to you, where it's just like simple to.
Yeah, but all that just took time.
Yeah.
Time and repetition is, I guess, what I'm saying. Like, you got to give yourself a lot of patience to find your own sound, find what you're good at. It took me like 5-6 years of trying different kinds of songs on different kinds of beats and different kinds of inflection of my voice to really find, oh, okay, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at this. I'm also pretty good at that. You know, how do I blend elements of these or know when to reach into these bags?
Yeah, so you've been doing it long enough for me to ask this, where I imagine you would know how to answer this.
Sure.
So I like paintings. That's like my creative outlet
Yeah.
is being able to paint. So I will research artists just to see like what they do.
Mm-hmm.
What part of is there something, an element that's always in all of your songs that's uniquely like you? Like let's say Migos, they have that triplet flow that was part of like every song,
Sure.
which is what made them like unique in that regard. Then you have I don't know, Jadakiss with his laugh, right? Then you
Sure.
know that he's about to spit a bar when
Yeah.
he does his little
Yeah.
like laugh. So what element is it that you have, whether it be the production aspect, the
Sure.
lyrics, that's like always you, that's your trademark?
Yeah, I think it's the lyrics for me, and the authenticity and the vulnerability. Like, those are things I really stand behind, and especially like as a man, and you know that ties back into like the crying thing that we brought up earlier. It's like I believe in feeling what you need to feel and working through that, and I believe in, as an artist, like pushing against so antiquated social norms and stereotypes about what it is to be a strong, vulnerable man. You know, like, dude, we were growing up and taught that, a lot of us were taught that it's not acceptable to share your feelings, or that's a sign of weakness, or you know. And I just think we're at a time in humanity where that's not doing anything but holding us back as men. And so that's like part of what I want to do, is just show people that like you sharing your vulnerability is offering power to other people. It's not coming from a place of scarcity and you should be embarrassed about what you've gone through. It's giving other people perspective to look at the way they have gone through something and process that and move forward. So yeah, being real and vulnerable is what I try to stand on, the core of the whole
Okay,
thing.
so real and like
You
your,
heard of that, Javi, by the way? You're empowering us. Okay?
So being real in like the
because I'm
delivery of the emotion, or like the actual story. Like, are all your stories 100% true to like what you've experienced, or are they 100% like someone that has shared that with you, so you're
Yeah.
expressing it to them, or more like I'm conveying my actual emotion,
Both.
whether it's a true story or not?
Both, I think.
Okay.
Like, sometimes it's not always stories. Sometimes it's just feelings about things. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So yeah, it's just being honest. Like, there's no reason to sugarcoat shit. And that goes back to like artists trying to be something else that they're not, to conform to the audience or the public and how it will be received. Like, the number one thing I've seen through 15 years of doing this that stops folks in their track is them trying to be something else for too long and doubling down on that, as opposed to
Adapting to
themselves.
Yeah.
Like that
Yes.
3-step process I said. Like, everyone starts wanting to be like something,
Yeah.
but it's how you take that and then say, okay, how do I take the roots of what this person was doing here and then make it my own? Like, art is recycled, like we talked about, you know. So yeah, I don't know.
Does it suck being an artist now? Like, for the matter that it's like, man, there's like a lot of good artists, but it's like, I guess, really easy to be an artist, but it's also like even harder to be discovered now,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, we have so much availability to make, I guess, music now than before. You know, like
Yep, oversaturated.
yeah, where you can get like equipment, you can
Yeah.
find this, you can like, there's so much more access, but then it's like,
Anyone can do it.
yeah. So then that's also kind of, you know, like
yeah.
what's kind of like a pros and maybe a cons.
Yeah.
So that I almost feel sometimes, dude. I feel like sometimes we're kind of like in, like, you know, it's like, oh, it's history repeats itself. Sometimes I feel like we're like in the vinyl era right now, you know, because it's like vinyl, like, dude,
Selling more than
you can
CD
go
sells.
vinyl. Well, like I'm saying, like vinyl, like you go like I like making beats. Was like we would go like digging for
Chops, samples.
and there's like artists that you never even heard of, or maybe they just had like one CD, but back then it was maybe so easy to print an album on vinyl because
Sure.
it was like the norm.
Yeah.
That like so many people could do it, right? That
Yeah.
was almost like the original, almost social media in a way. You can
Yeah.
find all these like crazy records that nobody's even heard or artists that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, dude, how is this artist not even famous? Or how
Yeah.
is this artist never made it? And it's just like, now it's like in a dusty, like
Somewhere,
abandoned thing.
And it's a gem. Yeah.
Yeah. So I almost feel like we're in that era, but it's like what's kind of like maybe some of like the difficulties you kind of have to face
Navigate
with of
with
like
that.
yeah, with both of like you have so much access to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. There's both sides to it. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
access to connect and meeting people and opportunities and other like-minded folks. But I think in discovering music, it can make it a lot harder, and that's just us being lazy thing. You know, we came up in an era where we were spoon-fed what was good to us, like hip-hop wise. You know, and you still had to dig. There's still artists that
Yeah.
weren't super radio pushed, and that wasn't the whole narrative through hip-hop. But I just think now, if you want to find good music, the analogy I think of is like wading through a bog. You know, like you're in a swamp, and you gotta wade through a bog to find the one lily coming out of that ugly mossy swamp. And you got to be willing to do that to find that lily. It's really easy to say, I'm in the bog, there's so much bog, I'm never going to find the thing I'm looking for or that I need or want. But it just, you got to look harder. You got to put more effort into wanting to find it. So I think, I don't know, that's kind of how I look at the oversaturation and everyone being able to do it. Like, gatekeeping's corny.
But
You
is
know?
it even
It is
possible
corny.
to make a tool to find like new people? Because it's like I feel like that even that's like kind of hard. Right?
Absolutely,
Like,
it is hard. It takes a lot of, I think it takes a lot. Like,
I
me-
think, well, like
go
with
ahead.
Spotify though, like it's made it. I feel like it's made it
Yeah.
easier.
Spotify's
Agreed.
pretty
if you land on a
user-friendly.
playlist,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you land on the play. I mean, like he said, you gotta just keep
Yeah.
playing, listening to random stuff
Yeah.
until something hits, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, I like this, cool. I'll add it to my playlist or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like,
Similar artists.
Yeah.
YouTube 50 playlists, you know, you find
Yeah,
something
so
on
it's like-
YouTube you like.
it's kind of like pros and cons. Like, it is, I guess, technically harder because there's so much of it. But like, that should in turn make it easier.
to be noticed if you're actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak from my perspective. So, from a fan's perspective, I don't think time has ever been better, given
Yeah.
the access. Like
Yeah.
the amount of new music I stumble on multiple genres
Yeah.
is
Like,
insane.
To me, it's like
And I-
crazy. It's,
yeah,
it's,
I-
it's
how-
I
exciting.
think,
I
Javi,
similar,
you're
yeah.
one of the best people at music, bro. Like finding new stuff, like always. You
Like,
always pick
and it's like
cool
all
new
genres,
stuff.
right? We just play
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I just let it rock. Be like, hey, I love
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna put it on my playlist. Whatever.
And then
you know what I mean?
alternatively, for the artist, depending on your goal, your aspirations,
Yeah.
it's harder in the sense that you're never going to achieve the fame that the 90s and 2000s rappers had.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say never. That is just like literally granular now at this
It's not
point
going to be
because
an
it's like
Eminem finding 50 Cent situation.
no, there's not. Like you're just
Yeah.
not that level of fame is almost kind of gone.
and cosign.
But
Yeah.
also, I feel like with that, like you can make like now it's easier to make a career out of it. Like you can make like
Yes.
a
Independently.
living.
Well, yeah.
exactly.
But you have to be so good. It's like to your point with your merch and stuff like that. You have to be so well versed
I just
in
meant the
everything
superstar,
too to
where,
be
like,
like
if that's all you do, for the most part, like you can live off of that,
Yeah.
right? Like we're talking like about what Prince did, what Michael Jackson did.
Yeah.
Like they had other ventures, sure, but on their music alone, they were amongst like the rich,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
And their level of fame is crazy. So now it's a bit you get fame, not
Yeah.
the same level. You have more of a loyal fan base. I think that kind of sticks to you.
I think it's also
But-
attention span too. Like
Yes.
now with social media and just the way society is, you've got to keep your name in a conversation to be in that conversation.
Well, yeah, because now people like me or Javi get to explore so much that
Sure.
It's not like, oh, I finally found this one good album. I'm going to play the hell out of it until I'm sick of it, and then I have to go find someone else.
In 3 days.
Yes.
So you need to have another album that's fire from that guy come out next week. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's why you're seeing hip hop artists like drop albums every month. It's because that's what the climate and the audience is.
But do you think it's basically a new drug, right? Like it can be considered a new drug. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I got the dopamine from this.
Absolutely.
I need to find the new fix, like right now. So now we become fiends.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
why
So-
I had to listen to the same music.
I hear that. And I don't know. I could like spiral down that rabbit hole as far as I think the album is becoming antiquated.
Yes.
Like I think that we're coming on to an era where if you're dropping an album and you don't have an established fan base already that's over 5 to 7 songs, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
You know, but here's the thing that I'll say to that though is like when I look at yourself, it's like, and I see that you took the time, or maybe that's me being an old head, but it's like, oh, he took the time to put a whole album together, and
Sure.
then you have your EP. It's like that also is
Very
kind of like
respectable. Yeah.
valid. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's like
Validating
Like you
to
said,
the
it
crowd,
validates
yeah.
you. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, this guy's like.
About his
Not
shit.
everybody is doing this, so now like I see a project, it's like, oh, that's like.
But that's what I mean by
somebody-
mainstay fame. Because I don't know if you can talk about one really fantastic Migos album. To be fair, granted, I wasn't into that.
I wasn't either.
That's like when I was kind of out of hip hop. Actually, that whole time frame,
Yep,
like
wasn't a big fan of that.
2010s. But that's where I mean, like your level of fame will never be that because you're now limited to this narrow niche group, so to speak. Which has its benefits, right?
Sure.
The loyalty from them is, I'd imagine, incredible.
But it also it's boxing yourself in.
Yeah, like it's almost every major hip hop artist that you would think of that's made it big is almost considered like underground. Like you only have your cult following,
Yeah.
and they're all compartmentalized, for better or for worse.
Yeah. But I think in a lot of ways, both. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
totally right.
But that's what I mean. Like, you can disagree; it's fine. But I'm just mean like for the album, I'm an album guy. But
Yeah.
again, maybe that's
Yeah.
an old head mindset.
Sure, I am too. I
But-
feel the same way. I really am just speaking it from the perspective of audience.
Yeah,
Like I appreciate a good album too,
Yeah.
and like when I see a full body, I'm like, wow, this took
Yeah.
a couple years for this person to put together. But if I send my girlfriend that same album, is that what she's thinking, or is she listening to the first 2 songs?
And she's
If
like,
she doesn't
"Man."
like them, she's not clicking the third.
sure.
You know what I mean? That's my point. Is like attention span is so critical. If you're gonna drop an album of 12 songs, why not release it in 4 packs of 3 and hit them every month with a new pack of 3 songs?
Crazy.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? There's just better ways to utilize the trend of where attention is going. Same
Yeah.
as why fast food so fucking.
Plus, I expect more now too, which
Yeah.
is another awful thing about the art. Not even from a music perspective, but like
But it's like it
when
has
I
to be
view-
a banger like that. Like
No, I mean
Fire
even
music video. Is,
No, I mean even just the personification of the artist itself. Like, I viewed an artist. I didn't care what. Like, you just put out music I like. That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
You're
even
a
to this
brand
day.
now.
Yes. Now it's like, oh, if you happen to like anime, let's say half of your audience doesn't, and they find out you like anime, like, oh, this guy's whack. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have this checklist of things. Where for me, back then, it's just I either like your music or I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're don't live that life. If
Yeah.
you portray it, because I always viewed it from like J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Harry Potter's not real,
Sure.
and no one questions her
He's not?
authenticity. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that's what I mean when people are like, oh, that artist really didn't live that. If that's important to you, cool. It's
Sure.
not important to me. Can you
Yeah.
tell the story well?
Yeah.
If it sounds cool and it's a good story, I'm all in.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree. But then there's also times that I'm like, why the hell are you talking about what you're talking about? You know,
No, of course, yeah.
yeah, it's both. Like you said, it
Yeah.
has its place in both. I totally agree with that. Yeah,
Conviction is important to me though.
yeah. I
So
agree.
like even if I know you're lying, but
Yeah.
it sounds like
Sounds like, yeah,
that's
you're
good enough for me.
passionate
Yeah,
about it, sure. I can
obviously
dig
there's
that
a
too.
disconnect. I mean, it's
Yeah.
intangible. I can't
Yeah.
really express it, but
Sure.
if it doesn't sound like okay, you clearly are just like reading off a script,
Yeah.
or you're playing this role,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being a character. Yeah, I get that.
is it hard? Like I was thinking about Utah, how there's like just with artists and stuff like that, and there's like like you said, like Slap Lake City and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For people do things to try to put people on, but there's also not. I feel like there's
The audience maybe isn't
no.
there.
I feel like there's even like I don't. How would I word it? Like almost with purpose, if that makes sense. Like there's only so much that one person can do, right? Like
Yeah.
only that person can throw a show.
No.
Using you can use the name throw a show, but then you also that's like as much of your tools you can contribute. So there's
Yeah.
not one thing that can basically contribute basically almost like a Megatron could.
Yeah.
assemble and contribute like every single thing to kind of showcase
Yeah.
like local talent properly. I don't think
yeah.
we've had that.
I don't think so either, really, truly. And you guys are starting, you know, these and conversations and platforms like that are like beginning to push that forward. Is really giving folks like me that got a lot to say. My whole shit's about being myself, my message, and my experience, and you're giving me a platform to come talk about it. You know, so that in itself is pushing against that norm. So I applaud you guys for that.
No, I appreciate it. I think with us, we're like we do a lot of work with Mic Master. That's where I met you the first time.
Yeah,
That's like that's what we've had discussions of like that. It's like, you know, we have all the stuff, and that's why we started having guests on over here. It's like we have all the stuff to do the streams that we do over there. It's like, why don't we combine all of that into
that's what I was gonna
not
say.
just a rap battle?
Yep.
But like a performance and stuff like that, where people are like,
or all the
where it's like you're mixing everything in one thing, and you can broadcast it, and people can watch it everywhere, and you're building the audience everywhere
and
around
the community and linking artists. Me and my buddy Channy P have thought about like trying to host Lake City Cyphers, like getting in a room where you've got a full speaker system, a couple mics, and you bring in a couple producers, maybe 2 to 3 producers per session. They bring 4 or 5 beats, and you bring 12 MCs that are dope, and you say, okay, you can either have a written or you can go off top, whatever you're most comfortable with. If they like a beat, from one of the producers, press a button, they go live. You're on camera
pretty cool.
hitting the cypher. That's a
cool idea.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like
I
a
like that
beat
idea.
roulette.
yeah, like there's so many things to do, but I think it roots back down to
Not having a clone.
yeah, right. No, I mean just
Take it back.
grabbing a bucket, like.
Yeah.
Especially in Utah, the music scene is really, I feel like, and hip hop specifically, is just now at a place where it's even speakable, and people are like, oh yeah, Utah has a hip hop scene, and it's actually flourishing. There's a lot of people in it. You might not know all of them, but like it's starting to get the recognition as being a thing that it deserves. But I think for a long time, it didn't have that at all. And so it was just like me against the whole Salt Lake City and everyone else that raps. You know what I mean? Like, I'm my own pillar. I got to do this, and it fuck whoever else is in my way because I need to make it out of the lake. But it's just like, what has that done for any of us?
Yeah, and that's not fun, No. Like, you see some of the other communities, like, dude.
That gets old, actually, man.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just because eventually they can become bitter
Yeah.
because they
and
have
then-
no help, because you can't do it by
Yeah,
yourself.
you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
You lose your community.
and
you
then,
don't build a
and then
community.
you become a victim, right? Like it's no one did this for me. It's like you chose to isolate yourself.
Yes.
Totally agree with that. 100%.
What would you say? I do want to ask you a question of like, so what would you say that people get wrong about you? So maybe people get something wrong about you and stuff like that. Like they.
I think when I first get introduced with people, I don't know. I'm not going to portray how I think people think of me. I don't really know, but I hope what people feel when they leave an interaction with me is the same thing I hope they feel when they listen to my music. That they met a real dude talking real things with a real purpose. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And
So sincerity.
Yeah, sincerity.
one question
Authenticity.
that did get sent, and I kind of have been kind of wanting to just talk about this question because we never asked
Yeah.
a lot of the guests that do music. It's like to do like the top 5 or a top 3 of rappers,
Right
But-
now or all time or both?
but
I
it
think-
could be your personal.
Yeah. What
personal.
time frame you thinking?
Because I have different of you. We can do all time of your favorite all time. Because I have different. If I do that's non-personal, I have a different than my personal
Sure.
favorite
well,
ones.
we always talk
Yeah.
about like when we rank, it can be subjective
Yeah.
or everything's always subjective, right? Not but objectively, like if we're thinking of greatest, define that.
Yeah,
but
yeah. All time? That's a tough one. I'm
Just
What
gonna-
do
about
your
5?
own.
Your top 5.
my own.
Your own
Yeah,
top
that's what I'm
5.
saying. Your
Do your
all-time top 5.
Yeah.
Or you want
These
Javi
are-
to go first to get your juices?
I got you. These are names that
Everybody's
are.
answering this.
These are names that are coming to
Yeah,
me.
we've never
because-
gone on a hip hop thing. We never talked about our.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I guess we have.
Pioneer this question. I love that, boys. That needs to be on every one of these. Every one of these.
It's a common
artists.
question, just not for us.
Yeah,
You know?
not for us.
Nobody gives a shit what we say.
Yeah,
No, yes, they do. Everyone wants to hear these takes. That's why these questions get asked. I'm gonna base it off of folks that like names of artists that come to my head that impacted my development, my craft, how I became the artist that I am today. 50 Cent was a huge one. Lil Wayne was a huge one. Common was a huge one. Black Star, Mos Def, Quali was a huge for me. Tribe was. Sorry, now I'm not top fiving. I'm just off topping folks that were big influential to me.
If
Common,
you can, do top 5.
top 5.
If
Okay.
you, and preferably rank them as well. If you can't rank,
Sure.
but at least top 5. Like in order, preferably.
Let's go down the list. 5. Let's put a Mos Def. 4. Let's put.
Sunshine by Mos Def is one of my all-time favorite songs. FYI.
Mathematics is one of mine. I love that track. Okay, I'm at 4.
You wanted to go in reverse,
I think you
bro.
D block.
Common. I was gonna put him at a 3 spot, but we'll keep him at the
make your
4
top
spot.
5.
I love that man and his craft, and he's another person that like really embodied being yourself, unapologetically, and expressing your growth unapologetically, or apologetically, being okay making mistakes as an artist or as an individual in your past, growing, owning up to them, and pushing art that goes beyond that. That's important to me. 3 spot, Capital Steez. Huge cat for me that really changed my whole perception of what one person can talk about and the influence that person can have in another person's mind on a hip hop level. And then we'll go Lil Wayne, 50 Cent. And obviously, this ain't to leave out the Jay-Z's and the Nas's and the Biggs and the
But it
Tupacs.
is.
I love them cats, but
Yeah.
Biggie would be one that's could also have been in one of those spots for me, or Nas, but growing up I wasn't huge listening to Jay-Z or Tupac, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
while I understand obviously why those are on everyone's list, just for me personally they're not on mine.
Yeah. No, I like
That
that.
would be my top 5
I like
all time, maybe that influenced myself, my
I like
craft.
that.
You want me to go, or you got yours?
I don't know if you guys want to go first. I mean, I think I have
Yeah.
mine
Okay.
anyways.
If you got yours.
I'll work from 1 to 5. I don't know
Okay.
why that's easy. 1 has been since I was a teenager. I'm always open to changing it, but Jay-Z just, and I'm not a musical artist. I don't produce music. I don't write music. Mine is just I'm basing it off of who do I always go back to and listen the most.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is number 1. 2 and 3 can swap, especially because this other artist I think has been more active consistently, or has been more consistent with his art. But Kanye and Nas, just back and forth between the two.
Love that.
Their discographies have always just something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
Number 4 is The Game. I'm not a West Coast fan, but The Game has always like been up there for me. Ice Cube was always number 1 for me from the West Coast, and then when Game came out and just kept putting out good album after good album after good album.
Yep.
To me, he's the best West Coast artist there is, in my opinion.
Talk your talk. I like that.
So I love The Game. So Game is number 4 unequivocally for me. And 5 is always like people drop in and out. It's been Jada before. It's been Big Pun. There's a little bit of a bias because he's Puerto Rican.
Sure.
Who would it be now? Now I have to think. I had my top
Daddy
5.
Yankee. What about?
That's not hip hop. No, that's a different genre.
It's kind of a branch.
Yeah.
It's a subculture of it for sure. Maybe Jada, because Jada has been, but I even because I think Ghostface Killah and Raekwon the Chef also have been in that spot.
Yep.
They haven't put any. Well, they've recently been releasing some singles.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with Jadakiss just because he's
Like that.
consistently been putting in work since. So
Like that.
Jada's 5.
I love that.
Scarface from Texas, but
Oh,
I'll
I
keep
forgot you
Jadakiss.
like
I love
Scarface.
Scarface though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's tough.
I'm a big Scarface fan.
I've never even thought about like I think for top 5 like well my first one I'm gonna pick Black Thought. I'm gonna pick Black Thought. Second
Okay.
I have Common.
Okay.
Third
I hear you.
I would maybe put Guru from Gangstar. And then God my other two because like I love Kanye too,
I love Kanye.
but Here's fuck. So if I would do all time, I'm also gonna pick my last two are gonna be like producer rappers. So I'm gonna pick J Dilla number 4, and then number 5 I'm gonna go Pete Rock.
Yep.
I think Pete Rock, he's like underrated for rapping. He's like nice. He's got like a nice voice. He's like catchy. His like Soul Survivor is crazy. And I think like what, and he's like, I don't know. He's got a good ear for everything, like rapping, his ad libs, his beats.
Yep. When he knows he needs to do a little intro, just talking smooth to
Yeah.
set the tone, kind of on some DJ drama, but more, you know what I mean, less hyphy.
Because I was gonna pick Kanye too. I was like, oh man, am I gonna put? But I think for stuff that I like to kind of always listen, I guess I would probably pick a little bit more.
Like that list a lot. I didn't know you
Pete
were such a
Rock.
lyrics guy.
I would throw Pete Rock. Remember, dude, when we first heard "Take Your Time" from
Bro,
Soul
we
Survivor,
lost our fucking mind.
bro, we heard that beat. We're like, God damn.
What'd you
that was
guys think?
crazy.
What'd you think of that last commentate, the auditorium?
Dude, Common, I listened to it, but
He has a love-hate relationship with Common.
Yeah.
He
What
put
did
me
you
on
like
Common years
about
ago.
it?
Huh?
What tell me about it? What
I
did you
just-
like about it? I thought that shit should have won a Grammy.
yeah, I just think it's just like a whole thing with almost rap. You know, it's almost like you can't. I appreciate like how they try to recreate that sound, but I almost feel like. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I like P Rock and CL Smooth, and I
Yeah,
like Kanye and Common more. That it was just like I don't kind of appreciate the sound of like how they kind of mix together. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
How many listens you give that bad boy?
I gave it 1 like when it came out, and I was like,
Doggy.
to me, Common. I don't think he had like has put. What is the one that's black? What is it? The I have to look at the album, but one of his last ones. My beautiful
That's Kanye.
Revolution.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that one
With the blue top.
that has like the part 1 and part 2. Like that one was like, to me, like the last one that was like put out a bunch of bangers. Like,
Really? Which one did you fuck with more, part 1 or part 2?
Part 2, I think.
Is that the one with the blue cover, or is that the
That
one with
has-
the yellow cover? Kind of.
I think that's the one that has like a couple features with Black Thought, whichever that one's on. But that one I fucked with a lot. I started re-listening to the one where it was kind of like a soundtrack or something like that. Bro, I'm spacing on the name. It's like Black.
Did you like that Black America again?
That's the one I was listening to.
That's
That one I
some
started re-listening to. I'm like, oh, this
beautiful-
actually hits super good.
Yeah.
Like the beats were like. So that one, the replay, I was like, okay, I slept on this album because I
That
was a
one.
hater.
What's this one song? The day that women rule the world or something. He has like this conceptual song about like.
That one's a slept on because I
Yeah.
slept on that one. I was just listening to this week and I was listening to it again. I'm like, oh, I slept on this.
Yeah,
one.
you got to go back and go.
I like
spin that
Electric
auditorium
Circus.
back,
I think
dog.
that one slept on a lot because it's like a weird one. But I really like Electric
That's the
Circus.
one you had me listen to.
I love like Water for Chocolate.
Yeah, so that's
Resurrections.
what got me into like J Dilla and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah,
like Slum
yeah.
Village. But
That's fire. Hell yeah, man! I love that.
see, but then you see like the ones with Finding Forever, bro, with Kanye, and then you got the B with Kanye. Like, bro, those ones are.
Yeah, B is special. Finding Forever.
So
had a
many
couple
bangers
standouts to me.
with-
Electric Circus, I did really like too. I think that is an
Yeah.
underrated one.
I think that one was fun. One Day It'll All Make Sense too. I love that one. I think
Yeah,
that
that
one
dude's
low-key has a
powerful.
lot of bangers.
Powerful with the pen. I respect the shit out of his craft. Legacy.
All right, Javi.
Javi,
Bring
you're
us
up.
home.
Top 5, baby.
Top 5. I think one has to be Kanye. The old Kanye. If I'm being honest.
You're not gonna sell a shirt?
I miss the old Kanye. I really do, honestly.
Jeez, he taught me.
Up until, yeah, I mean, these last couple albums have been okay, you know, but like
Yeah.
it's more like super commercial or whatever. I'll have to say Jay-Z only because of the branches that were created under that, you know?
Yeah, like who he influenced.
Yeah. 50 because he was like the first kind of rapper that made me want to rap, like like he was just like he dumbed it down enough, but he was like still so cool on his first album. What was that, 3? I want to say Fabulous, just because like he's just been so consistent throughout the years.
And Javi kind of looks like a Mexican Fabulous too, a little bit, huh?
Fabuloso.
Fabuloso. That's my rapper name is Fabuloso.
And the purple one too, the cleaning one, the lavender.
The better one, you know.
Yeah.
You can get him in the lavender Lamborghini for
Yeah.
Javi, huh?
But I'm gonna have to say I don't know,
Yeah.
cause my like hip hop thing is like
You want to
weird.
throw evidence on there? Javi,
I
you were
do
big
like
on
evidence a
for a
lot.
while.
Yeah, I was a big
Okay.
evidence. Or, I mean, still am.
Yeah, me too.
Damn, but like Dilla, those like, bro, he's the one that made me want to make beats, and did right,
Yeah.
and that's who I would try to copy until our computer broke. So
Well, looks like you got a couple more. Where the beats at? Come on,
Oh,
game
we
time.
got them. We
Game
got
time,
them.
boys.
but yeah, I think that's my top.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna throw J Dilla on there?
J Dilla. Yeah,
Yeah.
just cause like
That's always hard for me, but it's like luckily he can rap too, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like he's also got like a crazy amount of like music that's like,
take notice, bro, and like those
Yeah.
beats, like bro, I don't know.
He does some. I watched a video where Busta was talking about getting packs from Dilla, and he would get packs from Dilla.
Oh, but I will
right
say-
to
Sorry, I'm gonna have to throw Drake in there too, bro. Like only
come
like
on,
he
say
has
it with your
bangers-
chest, Javi.
No,
Dra-
Drake is actually
Huh?
like now I know everybody's hating on him and shit, and like he might be a pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Drake.
Who knows? But R. Kelly was too. But he has bangers, you know.
Ignition. Okay.
But like the introspective Drake, bro, it's hard to top.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Well,
Now
he ushered
there's-
in a new era of like the singing rap thing.
yeah,
he,
literally
he
like
pioneered
between
that.
Yeah.
him and Kanye, like bro,
Yeah.
they ran the game for like 10 years straight. You know what I mean? So
It's true.
I can't. I mean, you can hate on the guy now, but like he gave
No.
hits, like albums. You know, like
I don't know why. I mean,
music galore.
I guess you
so-
can hate on him. I don't see like you can't deny his.
No,
His
exactly,
credibility.
Exactly.
Yes,
Even
that's-
if
that's
you
where
hate
I'm
him,
at
you
with
can't deny
can't.
his credibility.
even with the like he probably did have ghostwriters, but like to
To
be able
perform
to be able to make that into
Yeah.
a hit
the
is,
way
like,
it is, yeah.
you know
That
what
goes
I
back
mean?
to my point of like J.K. Rowling, right? Like
Yeah.
that didn't happen, but she
Yeah.
wrote it. She performed it in a
Sonically,
literary
it sounds
sense.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then
And-
that same with Drake, like we've talked about it multiple times. Like, yeah, they can write it for him, but he has to perform it.
Uh-huh.
So if he performs it, it doesn't matter how good the writing is,
Yeah.
it falls flat on its face.
Yeah, and then I appreciate Drake because like all the different sounds he's tried to make, like that branched me out into like so many different genres, like like Wizkid and all them from
Yeah.
like Africa and all
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? So all that like
The drill, he
Drill
allowed
music,
drill
yeah.
to come to the
I
States.
was gonna say this man. He had a
Yeah.
big influence on like how the culture
well
was
allowed.
moving. Yeah, it was
yeah,
moving.
call him a culture vulture if you want, bro. But like he introduced so many people and gives like so many people their hits.
Yep, I
It's like,
agree.
you can hate.
It's still
but
wop
it is
wop
what it
wop
is.
wop wop all day though.
No, for sure. Kendrick is dope. But
I like the beat, that's about it.
No, right? It was just entertaining as shit for me.
Yeah. No, see, like I had the same thing with like I don't even know that many Drake songs, bro. But like to me, it's like the same thing happened with JC for me. You know, it's like I was always hating on him because I'm like, bro, he's not the nicest in my opinion. But then it's like I was like putting him. I was like I can't remember what song. I was just maybe had made a playlist. I'm like, damn, I know as many of his songs as like Common or Black Thought,
Yeah.
like the guys that I like
Really?
religiously
Yeah.
listen to.
Yeah,
I know as many, you know, of his songs that are just like hits.
Yeah.
That are just like they just like stuck to you without even trying.
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
and I can see that from Drake. Like I'm not a fan like Jay, like where I know like his catalog.
Sure.
But I'm aware of like, oh, this man's everywhere. Like, oh, everybody's rapping it like him.
Yeah, his impact.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Absolutely.
that's when it's like, okay, I give him respect. To me, it's like those guys like mainstream could be like the top guys where.
Yeah.
If we're doing like all-time hip-hop, it would be I have JC first, but then I would say that it's Drake.
Yeah, if I was doing my list would have been different too. I don't think Capital Steve's would have been on my
Yeah.
greatest of all time list with if we were
Capital Steve.
But I have to peep him out. I don't know anything about Capital Steve's.
Oh yeah, bro, 47 Nation. Come
But
on.
anything else you want to discuss or anything that you want to share, you know, with us or anything that you don't get a chance to voice or anything like that in
Sure.
general or ideas, thoughts?
Yeah, again, I think I'd just leave folks that are tuned in or tuned in with like I'm doubling down on community here. And with what we're saying about Salt Lake, like I'm trying to build with people. I want to build with local MCs that are pursuing their own dream, their own craft authentically. You know, I'm not super interested in trying to collaborate with the next guy that's trying to be the Missing Migos Phil. You know what I mean?
Hey, watch it, man. Okay.
R.I.P. with all respect, you know. I'm just saying, like, I don't endorse you trying to be an artist to be like somebody else's art because you like it, unless that's the very first thing that made you want to try art, and that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? At least let yourself flush that out and develop a sense of you.
You wouldn't do a
into your
track
own
with
expression.
Lil Brazy or whatever that kid's name is?
Oh, the guy from Utah. Is that the one?
I don't even know what you're talking.
Dude, is this like a little chubby kid that just like drops the N word all the time? It's a white kid, bro.
It's so bad.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it's-
"What's up, blood?" or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this kid has no gang affiliation.
He's like the
whatsoever.
Whistler, but of
Ain't
rap.
no
don't-
gang affiliation, bro. This is a 10-year-old white kid from the suburbs in fucking
Yeah.
Harriman. Oh,
Gang of privilege. Let's
Do you know?
not
I will
get-
give you
Kidding.
for real. No. talk that talk, bro. Yeah.
a Karen, right?
Yeah. You're talking about like the chick that joined Linkin Park. We're talking about you. I'm kidding. I'm just.
Oh,
You're talking about
Oh, my
replacing
goodness.
artists. I don't know if you knew that. I actually like her voice, but she's not Chester. You know?
Hey, so, dude, one thing I'll give you props is like,
Yeah.
bro, you got a good vibe, okay?
Thank you, man.
You just like chill.
You are
it's
sincere. I will
nature-y.
give you that for
you.
sure.
I appreciate
Not that
that.
I take anything else away from you,
Well, no.
but you are for sure sincere. I know you've spoken on that multiple times.
yeah.
And I do feel you're a sincere dude.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
It was like a
Thank you,
chill
guys.
vibe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
I really appreciate you guys having me for real. And like I said earlier, I think you guys are really like doing something that's important to the culture of artistry in Salt Lake, as well as putting it on a platform where artists don't have to feel like a crab in a bucket. They can feel like an ally to the next person they see on the episode. And I think that cultivation in our community is what's going to elevate all of our voices to levels that we are trying to get to anyway. So kudos and love to you guys. Thank you.
appreciate
you,
it,
yeah.
man. Appreciate it.
So any of you guys that are watching, because we had one last week too, they said communal, salva the people. Shout out to him. Shout out to you. I'm bringing it up because the point you made earlier where people were like, oh, me, they're their own pillar,
Yeah,
right? They have nothing
yeah.
else. Like, what are you going to support if you have no other people? You
Yeah.
don't need a roof. You're just a pillar.
Yeah.
That stands
that
for
talk.
nothing, right? But so there's people that now it's on you to reach out, connect with them, and actually make it happen. Because I do feel that last week's guest and you actually do want to be communal.
Sure.
So we'll see if other people who mention that they want help and that they're not help. Well, now you know two people if you watch this that you can reach out to.
Tap in the DMs.
Yes.
You know
DMs
what I
are
mean?
open.
Send a
Yes.
hi.
Hit
a
me
little
up.
fire
Say
emoji.
hi to them.
You make
Cool people.
beats, you write songs of your own, want help writing and making songs, you need some graphic design, you make videos and you're looking for an artist that's serious about wanting to push visual content, let me know. I got a lot of things I need help in the team building area. So, yeah, much
We
love.
can't clone people yet.
You can't clone me yet.
You want to go out with a freestyle with us?
I'm not gonna freeze.
No?
I'm tired, man.
You don't want to go out with a freestyle, Granola?
I'm shit if we can cut it if it's trash.
It's live. It was.
There's no
I did one
post
last week and it was
editing.
pretty shitty and it stayed. So you know.
Great way to get out of it, you know?
Oh, you don't want to do a quick one on? Just roll it? We had a relaxed vibe today.
Play
You wanna keep it
something, we'll
relaxed?
see. I don't know, yeah.
Let's play something. Let's see.
If
what
I can't-
got Haas freestyling.
Come on.
What kind of...
Let's do
No, everybody's freestyling,
Give
not
him
me.
This
give
is
him
like
a-
like a
He
J.
said
Cole
it's
kind
not
of beat, like
Everybody,
that.
not just me. It's
Like
a
a J.
cipher,
Cole
okay?
kind of
We
beat.
ciphering.
Yeah.
J. Cole?
Yeah, like a J. Cole kind of beat. He likes J. Cole. He
I can
likes
dig some Cole kind of beats.
You say he does?
J.
He
Cole
likes J.
type
Cole?
beat.
Yeah, I like some
How do you know
Cole.
he likes J. Cole?
He said if you were listening to him.
I did.
It's called selective listening. Huh? It's okay. Survivor skill, look. Hobby, dude, it's okay.
I didn't even read it, bro.
What do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about nature, or are you just going to talk about, it's just going to be like about anything?
I don't know.
You just feel it out, Javi. It don't need to be
Feel it
no
out, Hobby. Yeah, pump us up. Say some cool ad-libs, Hobby.
Ad-libs?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the beat to drop to see if it picks up or anything.
Yeah, it's taking a long time, huh? You want to
I'll
find
let-
a different... You want to find a different one?
I don't care. I'll let you guys.
Next.
Next, yeah.
Next.
It took too long.
This is
Yeah.
what the beat cipher would be like. Next. You know?
I didn't hit
where's
the button.
Yeah.
10
The
seconds.
No,
No,
well, we
next
haven't
beat.
started
right
yet.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this sounds kind of nice already. We can talk about the mountains, you know what I mean? Oh, I like this one, hubby.
Yeah. Okay.
This one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one's good.
I like this beat. You like it?
Yeah, I'm digging this.
Hey, yo, introducing BNR featuring Granola.
What are we going to call it?
Whatever you want. We got to see what you guys talk about.
Mountainside.
Outside. Okay. And what, okay. Yo. Yo, I'm by the mountain. I'm by the mountainside. I'm feeling really happy going down the slide, cause they try to take the mountain down, but I showed up with a frown to the protest. RFK was like Maha, the modern Maharaja, no Raja. Bell in the building, only John Stockton. Damn, the whole place was getting real blocked in. The protesters was out there with signs. The Lord out there was feeling so divine. So I went and hit the rewind and told everybody you're about to be blind, cause I hit him with a laser straight to the surface of their retina. And people are like, bro, I got Aetna. Insurance, no, they had Cigna. And I was like, bro, you stigma. And it was a girl that was having a conversation, and she didn't want no penetration. Cause
No consent.
we were out there just protesting. And you know what, host? You're about to go right in. Would you? Should you? Could you? I don't know. Do you want
host.
to protest
Go,
with me?
host.
Yeah, I'll do
Do
something.
you want to protest
Maybe I'll sing a little
with
bit.
me?
Yes. Every night and day, I'm trying to get sincerity and melt my stress away on the mountainside, the mountainside. Every night and day, I just speak with sincerity. I want to melt my stress away on the mountainside, the mountainside.
I'm on the mountainside posted. I'm up trail building kerns. Gotta show them where they be going. I've been hiking. I got the crampons, boots with the cleats on them. What we talking about? I don't know, no defeat on them. Feet walked 1,000 miles. Why they try to check in my shoes? My shoes, who's they? I don't know who's who. Look, it's off top. Look, I ain't trying to check yo, not box. Look, Swiss Army blade with knives. Armitated like, got the beta bag. Yeah, I got the flow, but I'm still faded high. Damn, I'm off the top, feeling great like I 10,000 feet up, but I'm looking out. Fade the beat down, and the hook is out.
He called for a rewind, homie. He called for a rewind.
Little fader.
I'm gonna hit the
Tell you, this should be a
mountainside.
segment, boys.
Hey, you got
This
the
should
hook?
be a
I think, we
segment.
might, I think we might have to rerun it, but now that you got the hook, huh? I
think, yeah, I think-
Hit him with 50 playlists with that one. That one was nice.
You got the hook from the beginning? And the mountainside.
away.
We're gonna make a song live right now.
We're making it live. That's what we do.
We should get a producer on here live
He's got his
chopping. That
power.
would be fire on one of these
You
episodes.
got it?
I just felt like it needed a hook because it's a nice, soothing beat.
no,
Okay, host got the hook.
I
Host got the
appreciated
hook.
that.
Thank
I
you.
appreciated
The
that.
mountainside. You're gonna start.
And honestly, I couldn't come up with like a rap freestyle.
Oh yeah, my words were. I just resorted
it
to
sounded
flow
nice.
mapping. Thanks.
You had a whole cadence.
Oh, okay, host.
Oh wow!
We got the song. We got the song made now.
Run this shit. Run this another one.
Sincerely,
Run this a
every
different
day.
We got the hook.
Every
Oh,
day.
okay, we're in the
Mountainside. Every
Mountainside,
day.
live, baby.
About
gonna
on
start with
my
the
way,
hook, host?
yeah. Driving
Okay.
through the canyon like it's today.
What you gonna do?
Cause, yeah.
Every
night and day.
Every night and day.
Think sincerity. I need to melt my pain away. On the mountainside. The mountainside. Speaking about every night and day.
Every night and
I wanna
day.
speak sincerely. I wanna melt my stress away.
Melt
on
my
the
stress
mountainside. On the mountainside.
I'm trying to feel better about myself. Rolling up the mountain, man, I gotta catch my breath. Gotta catch myself. I'm feeling real stressed. Try to feel good about myself, so I take a breather on. Get a groover on. Get the speaker on. And people saying we gon' sing all night long till the stars come out. And I don't know, I feel angry. I might just go and shout. Get my emotions on my chest. Feel like there's an S right in front of it. Now I'm feeling like I need to digest the steak that I'm cooking on a pillar made of stones. And then I'ma go and blow the microphone, cause I'm on the mountainside, yo, where I reside. And I told you, nature, I'm about to come inside. And I brought you here so you can experience it. And you know what? We gon' slide right into it.
Every night and day.
Every night
I'm
and day.
speaking sincerely. I need to melt my stress away.
Melt
on
my
the
stress.
mountainside. The mountainside. Now every night and day.
Every night
I
and
wanna
day.
speak sincerity.
Sincerity.
I wanna melt my pain away.
Pain
on the
away.
mountainside. The mountainside.
Mountainside. I've been on the mountainside building. I've been on the trek straight killing. I gotta hunt, gotta get the trap, gotta set my top, gotta make sure the rain don't drip down my background. If that okay, hold on now. Yeah, I gotta pick it back up. You see the flow phase, snow blades. It's like every night and day, every single way, everything I say, every M I beg. Look, and I keep this going. I feel it flowing like the motion of the ocean from the sea tides. I see the breeze from the weave glide. Yeah, you know that we hide, we ride. Cool with the lows back. I got my chillin' with all the fofos black. It's like
Every night and day, every night and I wanna melt my stress away.
Melt my stress away.
Some sincerity on the mountainside.
On the mountainside.
I
On the
was
hearse.
speaking now every night and day.
Here's our time.
Speak sincerity. Melt my stress away.
Melt my
on
stress
the
inside the
mountainside.
mountainside. Hey, let's give it up.
Good job.
Granola Mountainside. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Anything else, Avi, that we got?
No, like, share,
No.
comment, subscribe. Check out
Appreciate you
Granola.
coming.
Make sure you guys
Check out Granola, man.
Thank
Come
you,
on,
guys.
dog. And una vez más,
Itadakimasu.
signing out. Damn, we used to literally made a banger, huh?